Oh, hi guys. Hello. How you guys doing? Thanks for joining, guys. Pardon me. I wasn't trying to wrap up an important phone call, you guys. I didn't mean to keep you guys waiting like that. I was trying to hurry up and get off, but thank you guys for joining me this morning. If you guys saw the description, then you guys already know what we're going to be talking about today. Thank you guys for sharing your Saturday with me. It's quite a bit of you guys here. Thank you. We did not have a pop-in yesterday. I was on a date with my husband, okay? I know you guys understand that. I sent you guys a notice out on YouTube to let you guys know that your girl was out in the streets, honey, being grown on a Friday night or whatever. But that's where I was. But so what we're going to do is my tea that I was going to spill with you guys on yesterday, we're going to kind of commingle it with what I have today because I got a lot of stuff to drop on you guys today. So it's kind of going to be like an Honor Palmer, so to speak. One of my favorite drinks, okay? So we're going to kind of have a little Honor Palmer moment this morning on a Saturday. So hopefully you guys enjoy our video. Hopefully you guys have liked the video thus far, okay? If you're here, thanks so much for being here, each and every one of you. Let me get a sip, guys. I think our video might fall into almost a 2 hour from everything that I got to talk about. So you guys gonna get a lot of my time today. Then I got to get my ass up off here because I want to try to take my braids out, and that's going to be a long process and perm my hair. And yes, I still get perms, guys. I have to. I tried natural, and that shit don't work for me. I'm sorry, it don't work. I got too much damn hair, and I can't. But so that's what I'm trying to do today. All right, I'm trying to take these fucking braids out. So if y'all don't see me later on, I'm still taking fucking braids out. Okay, so I'm gonna try to give y'all 2 hours. All right, so let's get into the show, honey. Of course, everything said in the video is alleged in my opinion and is used for fair use and entertainment, as you guys can see there on the screen, okay? Yes, and yes. Thanks for all 152 watching right now. Before we get into the show, I just got this news across my desk, honey, with Dwayne Martin. He announces that he is engaged, honey, to model Ashley Marie Jones. Now, y'all already know we done talked about Dwayne Martin out here with damn Will Smith, where he was plowing him down, child, from the bike. Y'all remember Brother Bilal, who is Will Smith's best friend, and said he done walked in on Dwayne Martin, giving Will Smith that Anita Baker, baby, the best that he got, on the set of All of Us in one of the damn dressing rooms. Y'all remember we talked about that, right? Now, his ass out here done proposed to Ashley Marie Jones on a damn helicopter. I'm going to play the shit for y'all because I'm just like, it's the audacity of these men to be hiding behind women. You don't really want this woman. I'm going to say allegedly. This is how people be playing and getting folk caught up. Now, I hope her ass going to plan on wearing a damn, having him wear a condom throughout the fucking marriage. That's some nasty shit. Like, damn. So it says that he proposed to her. She said yes. Now he's saying, meet my fiance. Says that God don't make people like her in threes. She's rare. She's a heart opener. Her spirit is cherry. Nah, you trying to get to the cherry. Says, and I'm hugging gratitude tight. This is what, oh my God. This shit is disgusting. All right. And then she says, this moment is surreal. Wow. Says it 2/2/24. This was on yesterday. Says a birthday surprise. So he's, proposed to her on her birthday. So now every birthday going forward, when this shit don't work, she going to be thinking about the fact that you proposed to her and fucked up her life on her birthday. Says that y'all, I'm a fiance. She shows her ring. I'm about to show y'all. Says that, to such an amazing man that I value our connections. It's a high altitude because they were in a helicopter, okay? High frequency and light with lots of laughter. Let's show this bullshit. Oh, can't play the song. But this is them, honey. This is them. Y'all know he used to be married to Tisha Martin, honey, from Martin from the show Martin, okay? Gina, he's married to Gina from the show Martin. So now he done propose to this child here with a tight fade like his. See him getting on one knee, child. Lord have mercy, child. Girl, you like doodoo penises out here? You can have it, girl. I ain't mad, but whatever. That's them, child. Ooh, don't kiss him in the mouth, girl. Ooh. Don't kiss him in the mouth, girl. Don't do it. Ooh. Oh my God. All right, so that's her showing her ring, child. She's so happy to be proposed on her birthday, and when he break her heart, child, she's gonna be having anxiety and all that shit. You find out what's really going on. Like, girl, you don't watch the internet. Like, you ain't seen none of these fucking videos. Like, have you not done your homework on him? What is wrong with these women out here? Now, you can fall in love with who you want to fall in love with. Or maybe you like men who like, both things. I think he's bi because he do like women still, and he still mess with men, obviously, allegedly. But that's just weird. That's nasty as hell. I'm sorry. That's nasty. That's nasty, girl. If you want to be married to a whole dookie daddy out here, who am I to stop you, girl? Please, child, full speed ahead on that shit. I can't. You want to be married to a dookie daddy? Who am I to stop you? Who is Caramel to be in your damn business, girl? I ain't never gonna care more than you. But go off. I guess congratulations. I don't know, girl. Saw an old friend on the street. Don't give me that Vesta Williams on your ass. Ooh. Congratulations, girl. I'm glad it wasn't me. That I'm gonna remix that shit. All right, let's move on, honey. Lord. Shit is nasty. Women, please do your homework on these men out here, okay? Please do your homework. Do your due diligence, as they call it. And make sure you ain't out here marrying a dookie daddy, honey. That means a down low individual that likes both things, okay? He likes it all. He likes that surf and turf, as they call it. The land and the sea. Shit. All right, so let's get into some news. A child I just could not believe that I could use. So you guys know that Mr. Carl Weathers, aka Apollo Creed, that played in the movie Rocky, has passed away. They say he passed away peacefully in his sleep. Okay, Sylvester Stallone was very broken up about it. Okay, he did speak on the death of Mr. Carl Weathers. All right, shout out to him. This is so sad, y'all. I'm sad about this. I'm so sad.
Incredibly sad day for me. I mean, I'm so torn up, I can't even tell you. I'm just trying to hold it in because Carl Weathers was such an integral part of my life, my success, everything about it. I give him incredible credit and kudos because when he walked into that room and I saw him for the first time, I saw greatness, but I didn't realize how great. I never could have accomplished what we did with Rocky without him. He was absolutely brilliant. His voice, his size, his power, his athletic ability, but more importantly, his heart, his soul. It's a horrible loss. And I'm standing here in front of this painting because it was probably the last moment we were ever in the ring together, and I'll never forget it. He was magic. And I was so fortunate to be part of his life. So, Apollo, keep punching.
Oh, wasn't that sad? You could tell in his voice he was about to break down. You could tell they had a bond since the movie. He played in a bunch of actual sequels with him, so that was sad. I watched every single Rocky movie. I like stuff like that. That's right up my any fighting type of movie. I love that shit. But that's so sad. They were really good friends off screen. He talked about he could tell he was a great man from his heart. Most of all, he was a strong guy. He said, "Hey, I knew right away that he was going to be great for the movie because he was a great all around dude." But they said that he passed away in his sleep. Okay, and he was very upset about it. When I heard about it, I was like, "Oh, that's so sad." But he was 72 years old, guys. So he lived a long life. He lived a very long life. And they did not say what he passed away from. They just said he passed away peacefully in his sleep. So I'm not sure what it was, but rest in peace to Carl Weathers. Okay. Apollo Creed from Rocky. That's from the movie Rocky. Y'all see them too. Y'all remember him. That's him. Okay. Yeah. I hate stuff like that. That's how he looked in his later years. Okay. Carl Weathers. Okay. Yeah. All right. So let's move on, child. Oof. I hate hearing about stuff like that. I hate it. I hate it. All right, so let's go ahead and start getting into the juicy stuff. This is going to be a juicy type of video, guys. I'm dropping tea in this video. Y'all know pop-ins be tea, be receipts. All right, so if y'all joining this show today, baby, y'all going to be like, caramel, what? Yes, it's going to be that type of show. All right, so let's start because y'all, it's a build up too. If y'all watch me, it's a build up. My tea is build up. We save the best shit for last. All right, so let's get into the show, baby. All right, so Tisha and Marsau, they, of course, you guys know they are starting an Oh, I'm back. Y'all notice how Tisha said. So I had to say it like Tisha said, y'all. It's like 50 S's in Espo. So I had to, pardon me, I had to say it the way Tisha said it. So let's go ahead and show their flyer. I took a screenshot. There, this is their flyer that they're going to be doing. The Espo. And yes, honey, they're saying come and meet Destiny, child. Who want to meet Destiny? Who was trying to be coming and paying money to see Destiny? But okay, child. Anyway, they're going to be doing this damn Espo that they're saying is represented by Amazon. Lies. I need to see some proof on that. I think they're trying to get some more money up. I just told y'all yesterday in my Car Chronicles that they just took out another $1.3 million loan because they have all these people that they owe. Okay. They're trying to gain some more property because I think they're going to try to sneak and build this dream home with this money. And they're trying to do some more renovations because they haven't finished renovating the house that they're staying in. I showed you guys pictures where the stairs aren't even done and they've been staying there for months. So I think they ran out of money or whatever. So now they're trying to get more money. Y'all know that they got exposed at this past reunion when they were talking about Carlos King kind of hinted on the reunion and how they were charging people. They charged some vendors and some vendors they didn't charge. Y'all saw where he was running around asking Stormy for this $100 when he asked her to be a part of it and never ever told her that she had to pay any type of fee or vendor fee. And she exposed his ass for that. So they like to sit up and say, oh, it was a success. Well, not really. Not really. Okay. It was not a success. So now they burn their bridges with the people in Huntsville. So they're not going to have it there in Huntsville. They're going to branch out, which is what they've been doing with their business with Schultz. Because a lot of people are not pleased with the work that they do. So what do you do when people know who you are and how you operate? You got to get away from those people and go around people that don't know you so that you can further swindle them. And I hit emphasis on the swindle because that's what it's giving. Why you didn't have the Expo again in Huntsville? See, I already knew when they figured out that they got away with the shit that they were doing in the Po. All right. Yeah, when they figured out that they got away with that shit there and that they were able to swindle their way through. And they, of course, we know they did have sponsorship because Melody and everybody else threw it out there. So not only did you get sponsorship, but you then turned around and charged people for these vendor fees because you were trying to make your money back that you spent. Like he was fussing Tisha out for the amount of money that she spent on just fucking balloons. They had to pay for for the actual, place to have it at, the building. They had to pay for that. So they were trying to get their money back because they really didn't have the money to actually do it in the first place. But they wanted to be known as these business people. They want this, stigma of we're people who help the community, as Tisha calls it. They did try to be slick and be on the news talking about they're helping pay people's bills. But how? When you don't pay your own fucking bills. They had this check up there on the news where they were paying these thousands of dollars to help this unfortunate family. When, bitch, y'all are unfortunate. Why the fuck are y'all taking out all these loans? That's plural. You sit on the show talking about, well, we're millionaires too. Well, millionaires don't be on that type of bullshit. Do millionaires take out loans? Probably. But for the little shit that y'all taking it out for and the little bills that y'all owe like $3,100 on black in terms of taxes that y'all ain't paid for the shit, that's really weird to me. That's really weird to me. We got 400 watching. Can we get the likes up for me, please? Because the stuff I'm about to spill for you guys, I don't think nobody else got this shit. And it's all legit. I got receipts. Y'all know we do that. Anything I'm talking to you guys about, I keep receipts. All right? I don't play like that over here because ain't nobody going to be trying to sue me. We're not going to play that game. I told you cease and desist get ripped up over here. I don't play that bullshit. So when you do it, we on green. We stay on green. I got my shit. Okay? All right, so they got exposed because, of course, this expo situation was not Tisha and Marsau's idea. I do have the message from the person who exposed Tisha and Marsau for stealing their idea of creating this fake ass expo. I'm back. Because that's not an idea that they came up with. Y'all know Tisha lives to take everybody's fucking ideas. Now, like I told you guys before, Melody has adopted the whole saying, stand on business. She's standing on business. I already told y'all she's got hats, t-shirts, hoodies, you name it. Here's Tisha out here now on her page. I'm standing on business. We heard Wanda in her live the other day. She's standing on business. Like, do y'all guys not have any originality? Hurry up. Do y'all not have any originality? So let's get into this message in terms of what this person who has exposed Tisha and Marsau for stealing their idea. Somebody saying can't afford a hot water heater. Exactly. We talked about that as well. They had to move out of their house because their hot water heater went out. So they had to go to a hotel, which was dumb as hell. Because the amount of days that you're going to stay there racking up a hotel bill, you should have used that money to pay for your hot water bill. You see, they don't know how to handle shit. But Tisha, you came out and said, you know, Marsau don't really know how to handle business, so that's where you come in at. You're right that he don't know how to handle business, but it's looking like as his wife, you don't know how to tell him how to handle things and say, baby, it don't make sense for us to go to a fucking hotel when the money that we're going to spend there staying every day, because you got to pay by the day. Just put it towards the hot water heater and we can stay here. That don't make no fucking sense, but whatever, child. That don't make no sense. But go off, honey. Go off. But then you sit on the show and say you got a $5,000 allowance where you do what you want to do with your money a month. Do the IRS know that? Because you do owe them taxes. Do the people that you owe the taxes to on Black, do they know that? That you just got 5,000 random dollars that you just blow through and you making, you know, steady making these BBL appointments or whatever? Child, let me get out your business while I stay in it. I said, girl, when you said all that, girl, shut your mouth and please keep on talking. Shut your mouth, girl, and please keep on talking, because who is collecting receipts as you talk? CR. Moving on, child. So let's get into what this person had to say. Their name is Christopher John Yancey. We say names over here, okay? Just so y'all know we ain't capping. Tisha Marsau, if y'all watching, you know I'm on your ass. Because where did I pull this from? Okay. All right, so let's get into it. Put my glasses on. I'm going to be doing a lot of reading in this live, guys. Yes, we are 4 eyes over here, honey. We got to, because, baby, listen, I'm going to be doing a lot of reading in this live today. So I got to put my glasses on. I need my glasses. All right. All right. So I don't be skipping on no words, baby. I want to get all of this. Oh, child. And it blew it up real good for me. All right. So here we go. Let's get into it. It says Christopher Quest John Yancey. Okay. That's who the person is that exposing Tisha and Marsau. They says that Marsau Scott and Letitia Moore Scott. Okay. Says that didn't Jasmine S. Young and I sit with you over dinner and discuss us doing this event together, since WEED, the Financial Literacy Institute, had already done it 2 years successfully prior in Atlanta. Now, it's no coinky-dink that they're taking this to Atlanta. Now, are you guys trying to like throw this in their face because they've done it in Atlanta? So now you're trying to go to Atlanta. Of course, you're running from Huntsville because y'all done burned your bridges there. So the next best city to go to is Atlanta, where you think you're going to get a huge turnout. But people in Atlanta watch Love and Marriage Huntsville too, I'm sure. Let's continue. Okay. They go on to say that we literally had you and Melody S. Holt as speakers at our first year's event, which I asked you both personally to attend since we are colleagues, alumni. Says what happened? Says that I don't recall being contacted since that sit down. Okay. So they went and checked out their expo, or expo as it's really called. And Tisha was like, this would be a great idea for me and Marsau to try to do, and say that we came up with the idea, but we're going to do it in Huntsville and we're going to do it on the show so that we can get the correct publicity and people will then want to participate in the next one, you know, because they use the show for publicity. Check out how they work though. So this person goes on to say they haven't been contacted since that sit down. It says that I'm confused and otherwise offended by this. It says that I saw the one in Huntsville and thought that they'll contact us about the collaboration, and now this, meaning the flyer that they put out showing that they're having the expo in Atlanta. Okay. It says the brother and sister, please explain! Exclamation, question mark. All right, let's continue. There's more. It says, and I'm only addressing this publicly because the post has been made public, so it is necessary. It says that Jasmine is outdone, which is the makeup artist for Tisha and Yeah, for Tisha's makeup artist. And infuriated since we literally explained our blueprint. Well, Jasmine is his wife. I'm sorry. Jasmine is outdone and infuriated since we literally explained our blueprint to you, only to see it duplicated on international television without our knowledge or permission. Moreover, says that you know that I'm a man of standard, integrity, and respect. I would come to you in this fashion, or I wouldn't come to you in this fashion unless I deemed it fit and necessary. Okay. What do y'all think about that? So Tisha and Marsau stole the expo idea from this person, okay, from Mr. Yancey. So they went to their expo upon them inviting them. He said that Melody Cherie was there and actually spoke and said that, of course, Tisha and Marsau, they sat back and just collected ideas, probably took notes like he was doing when Melody was talking. Y'all saw on the show when Melody was talking and giving ideas, Marsau was talking, he was writing and taking notes. Okay, so that he could say, oh, this was our idea, which is what they did. So yeah. So they might be getting sued, you guys. They may be getting sued. As I just showed you guys, Tisha and Marsau did release this flyer showing that they are going to be having an expo. So they're doing it again. And Mr. Yancey is saying, bitch, this is something I invited you to. This was our idea. And you're taking it on as your idea. Kind of sort of like what they did with Stormy and her shipping policy idea. Tisha went on and stole the idea and tried to pretend that her, whoever her, person was that was doing her page was the person that made that mistake. But my thing is this, like I said before, you give them the information that you want on your website, the website creator, and they are supposed to put those things together for you. So they're not picking out just anything out of the air and say, well, she didn't give me nothing for here, so I'm going to just plug something here. That's not how it works. They put together the information that you give them on your website. So you stole Stormy's shipping policy, not thinking that she would find out, and they didn't even take her name out of it. Well, maybe you forgot to tell them to take this part out so to make it look like it's just our shipping policy. So it was Canvas Beauty shipping policy on Tisha's Macy and Mildew, and that's what I like to call it. I know it's Macy and Mila, but Macy and Mildew's hair care product line that she started. And I'm gonna say she copied the shit from Melody Sugar Mama, because she don't have any originality. So these people are saying that they stole their idea. They're exposing them. They're blasting them. They're letting them know that this is something that they originally came up, he and his wife, and they invited Tisha and Marsau there, but they sat there collecting information and went back and started this shit on their own to steal their idea. So they're doing the same shit. They're swindlers. Y'all don't know how to do shit. And according to the deposition with Zen Garden, y'all don't know how to build either, but you're running around telling people that you're builders. You're running around telling people that you're builders. Let's go ahead and show this receipt, because Tisha went live and she was riding in her car and she showed, oh, this is something that we're building. We're building. Showed really, we stay building. Let me show y'all this bullshit before we move on, because I like to show receipts, honey, when I'm talking. Y'all ain't building shit. Y'all said, Marsau said in the deposition that he has not built anything. So what are you talking about, Tisha? What are you talking about, Tisha? You ain't building shit. Like, stop it. Let me find this bullshit right quick, because I saved it. Give me 1 second. Okay, is this it? Let's see. Yeah. Oh, we got music. Shit. We got music. Hold on. This is Tisha riding in her car, and she's saying in the video, guys, this is what Realty is doing. We're building. We're building, guys. This is what we're building. We're so busy building. They're saying they built this. Now, we all know that Marsau likes to show up to different work sites and put on a hard hat, okay, with street clothes on, and saying that he's at work and that they're building. You out there in a whole gold chain and a whole fake-ass Rolex with a hard hat on. We know you just got out the car. You ain't building shit, according to the deposition. You've never built anything. You also lied and said that you and your brothers were building pools at 17 and 18 years old. You have to have licenses, building licenses, to do that. Somebody said, where's the billboard? Exactly. Let me show this shit again. Hold up. This is Tisha. Look, guys, show Realty. We're so busy. We're building. This is what we've been up to. I wish I could play it, but there's music and I don't want YouTube tripping over. But this is what they're saying they're doing. I don't see, like she said, I don't see no billboards. I don't see no show flags. I don't see none of that. Y'all building though. Okay. As y'all can see, that's her page. As you can see right there at the bottom, says Letitia Scott. Says, of course, we build, design, and develop. Y'all see that at the bottom? You see it at the bottom. Of course, we build, design, and develop. When do you build? Because he said in the deposition he don't build. He's never built anything. So you guys are liars, manipulators, and copycatters. Let's continue. I made my point. I ain't gonna talk about this shit no more. I ain't gonna talk about shit no more. All right, moving on. Was that a good receipt or what? We don't do no lies over here now. I hope they do come talking about you lying. We did not take out a loan. I got it. I got the paperwork on that loan. I got the paperwork on the loan. Do I need to show it right quick? Because I hope they try me. I know they're going to be mad at my ass for exposing, because that's exactly what y'all asses need. That is what you need, some exposure. Okay? Mm-hmm. Mortgage loan. Let's see. Yeah, Marsau and Tisha Scott. Mortgage says that this is a future advanced mortgage loan. Okay? Mm-hmm. Huntsville, Alabama. Let's show it. I'm going to cover right here. Hold up. Oh, shit. Hold on. I got it. Hold on. All right, because I'm trying to cover up a piece that I don't want shown. Okay. Okay. So, mortgage loan. If you guys can see, Tisha and Marsau was taken out January 29th of 2024. Can you guys see that? Mortgage loan. See, Scott's lied to you not. Okay. I had to cover up that little piece on the side, but yeah, because I didn't want you guys to see that part. But that's the loan information. January 29th, you guys took out a $1.3 million loan. Let's continue. I ain't got to show no more. I mean, I think you guys know I ain't gonna lie to y'all over here about no shit. But we got receipts. We got receipts. All right, so let's continue. I got some updates on this Gail Lewis situation. We talked about Gail the other day. Gail Lewis is the woman that went live and did several videos to expose her ex-husband now that she's filed for divorce, of course, of his cheating. She met him at the airport. She saw him at the airport and ran up on him, child. And play a little bit for you guys just to refresh your memory. We're not going to play it all.
Hey y'all, well, it's story time in regards to that video I posted this morning of my husband and his mistress at the Atlanta airport. So, let me just preface this by saying, I'm a nice person, I'm a sweet person, I'll do anything for my family and my friends, and I'll help anybody out. Try to stay in my own lane, I try not to bother anyone or do any of that. But when people play in my face and plot and plan and do foul stuff, I'm not so nice anymore. And that's how most of us are. So let me start by saying on October 29th of 2022, my husband was scheduled to come home from a trip from Europe. He told me he had been over there working, and he worked a lot for his, his corporate job. I thought he was working anyway. Told me he had a speaking engagement in Europe. So I wanted to make sure that I had dinner and everything ready for him by the time he got home. So I called the airline. So I knew the flight number, and I was driving, so I couldn't, type it in my computer, because usually if you just type a flight number in, it'll just pop up what time the flight's going to land. So I had to call the airline that day. And when I asked the flight attendant, or not the flight attendant, I'm sorry, but the, the representative, what time that flight came in, he asked for my husband's name. And I was like, you don't need his name. I was like, just give me the flight information. If I typed it in, I just need the flight information. You don't need his name. So he was adamant about me giving the name. So I gave him the name. He comes back a few minutes later and he says, Mr. Such and Such and Miss what's her name landed 20 minutes ago. So I'm in shock, because I've been married 25, 26 years, and I'm thinking I'm just married to this outstanding, upstanding citizen. Mm-hmm. So I said, no, just his name. I don't know who that other person is, but just his name. And the guy states again, he was like, Mr. Such and Such and Miss what's her name just landed a few minutes ago, like 20 minutes ago. So I'm sitting in the Kroger parking lot like, like, what does this mean? I'm in a state of shock, actually. So my head is spinning by this time. My blood pressure's going up. And I'm like, what does this mean? So I'm like, okay. So right after that, my husband calls. And I was trying to hold it in and trying to hold what I was feeling in. So I was like, I'm not going to say anything right now. I'm going to wait till he gets to the house. Because he was like, oh, I missed you. It's been a long, long week. This is the hardest money I ever earned. But I wish you could have gone with me. And I was like, okay, well, you can tell me about your trip when you get home. So, okay, stand by, y'all, for the rest.
Okay, let me pause something. Because what we're not going to do is come in my fucking chat and play with me. Okay? Let me address something right quick. Let me address something. And usually I allow you guys to voice your opinions on how you feel about topics that we discuss. But what I will not be fucking done is disrespected on my channel. This is my channel, okay? Let me go ahead and say that right quick. At Miss Caramel 8686, why do you dog Arion as Gail, but give Nell a pass? And it says, is it because you support favoritism by kids? Says your husband must have another child for you to find reason in giving Nell a pass. Let me correct you on something. My husband don't have any outside children. Any children my husband have are by me. You don't know me, okay? For you to come on my channel and be fucking disrespectful as such, Miss, what is it, Novu, Richie, whoever you are, I don't know who you are. If you have a problem with my content and how I deliver it, don't come on my fucking channel. Take that somewhere else. It's my opinion. I said it in the beginning. Everything that I say is alleged, and in my opinion, I will address it as such. And if you don't like that, get what they call the fuck off my page, okay? Don't ever fucking disrespect me and don't bring up my husband. Okay, I don't give anybody a fucking pass. I dragged Arion and I said what the fuck I said. Chris Fletcher's daughter was fucking disrespectful. And what she said, it has nothing to do with her. If Chris Fletcher cheated on her mother, that's her mother's business to speak on. So if you don't like what I said, fuck you and your opinion, okay? Get the fuck off my page. Mods, please get rid of her. That's what I'm on today. See, when you catch me on the right day, I gotta go there. Don't fucking get in. Don't come on my page with that bullshit. Mods, please get her off my page. Please block her off my page. Get her the fuck off my page, and don't come back over here because you're not welcome over here. Okay? You're not welcome over here. You're really not. Please get Novu. Any mods that's in here today, please get Novu. Richie, that's not so Richie, because you ain't got shit going on. If you got time to come over here on my shit, okay? You really don't. You are no longer welcome over here, dear. I said what the fuck I said, and it won't change, okay? Let's continue with my show, okay? Emphasis on my. You got the wrong one with that bullshit. You really do. You got the wrong one. I don't know if you did your homework for you came over here. I don't know where you came from or who sent you, bitch. But let me let you send a message back to them. Fuck you. Fuck them, and don't fucking play with me. Find somebody else to play with. Rush hour starts at 5 o'clock, bitch. Go out there and wait so you can play in traffic, okay? That's how I feel about this shit. Don't bring your bald-headed ass back over here. Bitch. That's how I'm going to address you. Fucking play with me again. Fucking play with me again. And I don't like to go there on people, but I don't play like that, okay? I really don't. I don't play like that. Yeah. Anything else? Anything else? All right. Hold on, shake you up off me, bitch. You don't play with me. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't ever fucking disrespect me. My husband is not on social media, and whatever I say, that's what the fuck I said. You might be a side chick is why you so fucking bothered by what I said. That's probably why you in your feelings. So go find you a man while you worrying about mine, because he fucking me, not you. Okay? Thank you. Don't clock my coochie mouths, baby, because we good over here. Me and mine good. All right. Let's continue. All right, so we're talking about Gail Lewis. Back to my show. All right. We were talking about Gail Lewis. She is upset because her husband was out cheating with multiple women, not just one. She found out that he was flying this one particular woman, which I'm guessing may have been the main side chick, out to several different countries while he was working, okay? Now, I did my due diligence and I found some receipts on this situation. Of course, I told you Gail did file for divorce, all right? I do have the divorce paperwork as well. I have the divorce decree and what she's asking for. Oh my God, it was a lot. All right, so she did expose her husband in several videos on social media, okay? Yeah. Oh my God. Child. It could be Arion on a fake ass page too. They roll like that. All right. But that's what it is, child. They're about to take me there. Because girl, I will pop off for real. You wrong one. Wrong one. Don't fuck with me. I promise you. All right, so let's get into the show. All right, so let me show you guys a picture of the side chick. This is her in terms of who the husband was cheating with. This is the side chick, okay? That is her. She's a cute girl. She's a cute girl. She's a cute girl, or whatever. She is a cute girl. All right, so I want to make sure I got all my shit together. Because this is a lot with Gail, honey. Gail, baby, when I tell you Gail been acting out, Gail been acting out. All right, so let's continue. Oh, Lord. I don't like to go there with people. Okay. Yes, I'm going to skip that. All right, so moving on. So now the side chick has decided to speak out, okay, and expose Gail. She is telling, because she's like, look, you're not about to sit here and just make it seem like I'm just somebody that just be taking husbands or whatever. So let me read to you guys what the side chick had to say. Because baby. All right. So she says, I guess my question to you is, why would you come to my page and ask me that and assume that this black woman actually did that when that's not really what happened? Okay. So she says that you kind of broke up my marriage. You da-da-da-da. That's what Gail was telling her. She says, let's get all the facts straight. She says, Gail was the one that slept with him while he was with his first wife. The first wife caught them in New Orleans together. She says, this isn't my story. She says, this is Gail's story that we did not get caught at the airport coming back from Europe together. She ran up on me a week ago. She says that they didn't live together in over 2 years. She says, tell her to tell you all of the facts. She says to tell her to actually play the entire video and why we looked at her like that, because she was screaming at us. Why did I just have a smirk? She said the smirk was because she kept calling my daughters bitches and whores in front of everybody at the Sky. Hold on, because yeah, it's a lot. Hold on. At the Sky Lounge. She said, so I don't go. She said, so I didn't go to prison. I had to calm myself and shake my head. She says, that's what actually happened. She says that she actually followed us onto the plane and they actually escorted her off the plane. Okay. Gail was doing a lot that day. Damn. Okay. Let's continue. So Gail followed them on the plane with these shenanigans, y'all. And the people was like, yeah, you got to get the hell up off the plane, girl. All right. So she said, so it was all set up because what she's trying to do is get on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay. I saw somebody put it in the chat, but that's what the side chick is actually saying, that Gail is on her head to get on Real Housewives of Atlanta. So she's acting out and getting all this shit out here. So she says that she feels like this is her way to do it. That says that there's a part of the story for you since you're so invested. So Gail pretty much blasted the side chick and the now ex-husband, okay, that she filed for divorce from. And the side chick is like, I'm sick of this shit. They didn't even live together for a whole 2 years when this situation happened. And she pretty much followed me around and been harassing me on social media. So now she's speaking her piece. Do I co-sign with side chicks? I do not. And I don't about to think that I do. This is the picture that Gail took of the husband, well, ex-husband and the side chick on the plane. She followed them on the plane and she snapped the picture and posted it on social media. Okay, that is that picture. That's the husband sitting over by the window. That's the side chick sitting there. Okay. Receipts, child. All right. Let's continue. Now they're saying regarding Sabrina, they're saying that this is a notice to produce. All right. So these are court documents. I'm going to read some of this to y'all. It says any and all records and bills in connection with this and or cellular cell phones used by you from January 1st, 2019 to date. It says in this case, showing calls, text messages, IE messages, Facebook messages, Instagram messages, and WhatsApp messages between you and Sabrina. They blotted out the name and any other women with whom you have had any extramarital affairs or for whom you have purchased a gift that exceeds $200 in cost for said gift. So this is what he has to produce This is what Sabrina, the now ex-wife, is asking for ex-husband to produce in terms of evidence of his extramarital affairs. Okay. All right. And number 2, it says that any and all correspondence, memoranda, and other written communications, including cards, letters, emails, and notes between you and Sabrina from January 1st, 2019, due to the date of deposition in this case. Okay. It says that any and all documents which reflect gifts that you gave Sabrina, blotted out name, from January 1st, 2019 to the date of deposition of this case. All right, it says that any and all records, including passports and checkbooks of all banking and or savings accounts maintained by you individually or jointly with others or other from January 1st, 2019 to this date of deposition in this case, which show deposits of transactions sent or released by Harold Lewis. Okay. Sabrina ain't playing with, Gail ain't playing with his ass. Gail is not playing with his ass. Okay. I'm just read the majority of some of this shit so y'all can see. All right. So this says that any and all personal notes which refer to Sabrina, which is the side chick. They're also asking that Harold also produce any and all business appointments, books, and calendars for the years of 2019 to the date of deposition in case which detail any meetings, however, between you and Sabrina. She on his ass, y'all. Shit. It's more. It's more shit. I said, oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. All right, so hold on. Okay, any and all records reflecting any financial transactions between yourself and Sabrina, including but not limited to bank account records, deposit slips, cash receipts, stock or option purchase of sales, stock certificates, gifts, exchanges, Cash App, Zelle, Venmo, or other financial means. Okay, shit, she is on his ass, y'all. Oh my God. I got all this shit, y'all. This is crazy. All right, so it says the further plaintiff shows the court that since at least 2013 that the defendant has engaged in activities involving multiple women and that defendant has spent several hundreds of thousands of dollars of marital funds on said women, including but not limited to designer jewelry, shoes, purses, and other accessories, trips to Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Denver, Houston, New Orleans, Miami, Washington, D.C., Mexico, the Bahamas, and more. It says the entertainment, which was vehicles, trips to spas, and monetary gifts. Okay, damn. It says that the plaintiff shows that the total sum of said expenditures or I can't say the word expenditures, okay, is believed to be between $100,000 and $125,000 per year and more. This is what he's spending on the side chicks, tricking on the side chicks, y'all, of $125,000. Okay. It says the further plaintiff shows that between December 2018 and December 2019, that defendant transferred to various women via Cash App no less than a total of $104,700, and that she has discovered various transfers of marital assets to various third-party individuals in the past year alone in excess to $107,000. You imagine being married to somebody and they are using that amount of money to be out here tricking on your dime too? Because if you married, that's your money too. Shit, she on his ass. She's on that ass, baby. Okay. Of course, this is just their court proceedings between the two of them. Harold, where she's suing him. Okay. Yeah. So we don't really need that. We don't really need that. It gets worse. It gets worse. It gets worse. Let me continue. All right. Now she reaches out to this shit crazy, y'all. She reaches out to his boss and writes him a long message. All right, let's read this shit. She sends the boss, Harold's boss. Harold is her ex-husband. She sends Harold's boss a text message in its entirety. When I say she, I mean Gail Lewis, which is the now ex-wife. This is what she says to Harold's boss. She says that, hey, they blotted out his name. She says, I need a favor. Before I reach out to your wife, she says, I want to know if you can loan me $5,000 to pay my American Express bill. She goes on to say that Harold left me with no money and refuses to pay for medical, legal, and household expenses that all go on that credit card. She said that he pays my car note and other bills, but nothing else. Says that he pawned my jewelry and asked the Franks for $1 million loan, which they didn't loan him. She says that I don't know what he has done with his money, but I know much of it has been spent on Sabrina, which is the side chick. Says that male and female prostitutes and strippers, amongst other things that I can't mention, that he used to get for you all. Okay. Damn. She says, and the other guys that I know, there's more. I had to break it up because there's so much. Okay. And the other guys that I know, there's more. Hold on. Get to it. This is what she typed to his boss, y'all. This shit crazy. All right, so let me back up a little bit. All right, she said that he was spending money on female prostitutes and strippers, amongst other things that I can't mention, that he used to get for you all. She blots out his name and other guys, okay? She says, I know it's true. I read the text messages. She says, please try to talk some sense into him. Says that he is trying to pick and choose what he will pay when the court order states that he has to continue to pay everything until this is settled. I hate to do this, but there's more. Harold left me with no money and refuses to pay for what he is supposed to pay for. She said this to his boss, y'all. I said, what the fuck? Oh my God. All right, so she continues. There's more, child. Lord have mercy. All right, so she says, I had to break this up. She says, I hate to even do this, but I'm trying not to let him ruin my credit. She says, if you can make the loan, she says, if you can't make the loan, I understand. She says, I'll reach out to his other corporate associates, okay? So she reached out to his boss, asked him for $5,000. If you can't loan me the $5,000, I understand. I'll just reach out to his other associates. So that means that she is sending this same fucking message to other working associates telling their business. This is how crazy her ass is, y'all. I said, shit, would I ever send that to my husband's boss? Fuck no. Like, that is not their business. All right, so oh my God. Oh, then she puts thanks. Like, oh, thanks. Like, I'm sorry to bother you, but thanks. She puts that at the end, okay? Oh my God. All right, so she continues. She ain't done, honey. She's not done. Oh my God. All right, so let's go ahead and read this. Now, she says, I think she's writing this to Harold. She says that you told me to do what I had to do, so I followed your advice. Baby, when I tell she's on the petty, she's on the petty. All right. Says that many of you don't know me. She says, I'm Harold Lewis estranged. I am Harold Lewis's estranged wife. Says Gail Lewis. All right. So she's introducing herself. She says, while Harold may have been an asset to your businesses, she's writing this to business associates, y'all. Says that he has been a detriment to my home and the home that many others. Says that currently Harold and I are divorcing due to his deceit, lies, and many other defaults in his character and moral standards. Says that while he temporarily supports our marital home, he has decided to leave me stranded financially. Okay. Says that Harold insists on having me removed from my home while he provides homes for his mistresses and fiancé rather. Meaning Sabrina. Says that while I can't do anything about this, I am inclined to inform you about his integrity, character, and low moral standards. Says that many of you were named as a cover while he pursued many affairs. Okay, they blotted out board members. So she put names, but they blotted it out. Says that many of you will be disposed in the next few weeks to answer questions in regards to your travel with him to Aspen, Colorado, Miami, Florida, Anguilla, and European trips where Harold had a speaking engagement on behalf of, they blotted out the name. It says that Harold has engaged in adulterous affairs with his mistress and also chief of staff. Shit. Says they blotted out the name as well as other employees of the company. She is airing him out, y'all. She says that I have evidence and will post and tag your companies via Instagram. Says while CEO and president of San Diego, they blotted out the name, had an affair with his then secretary, blotted out the name, her name. Says that I will provide evidence and tag your company with via Instagram as well. Says that Harold and his business partner, they blotted out his name blotted out the name of the business, have had sex parties with prostitutes with a P and exotic dancers. That says that while blotted out the name is single, the person's name is single, says that Harold has endangered my health. Check this shit out, y'all. I ain't done. Lord have mercy. This woman engaging in extramarital affairs with over 60 plus women and transsexuals in a 5-year plan or span, rather, in a 5-year span. She says, I believed Harold operated his personal and professional life with high morals and standards, but has proven to be untrue. Okay. She says that I thought you all should know before I tag your company on various social media platforms to include business and financial publications and other media outlets to include photos, text message, and emails. She says this may not mean anything to you all professionally, but it may mean something to your board members, stockholders, and others who support your brand. Kindly, Gail Lewis. Okay. Fuck, she is psycho. Y'all, she is doing a lot. This is what she wrote to this man's corporate job of saying that he's been with prostitutes of 60 plus women, you guys, and exotic dancers, Lord. And she's going to tag their company. And she named names of people that went with Harold and was, in the middle of this bullshit of messing with other women and messing with people in the company. So she knows about all this and she's mad and she's exposing all these people that work with Harold. I said, oh my God. So I guess she might be trying to get him fired, y'all. I don't know. So, so she writes him a message to Harold Lewis. All right. She writes him this is an email that she wrote to Harold Lewis. Who got it? Who got it? Me. This shit is so juicy. This was written on November the 10th of 2023 at 7:34 a.m. Okay. She was up early on her bullshit. All right. Now, this says that the subject of this email is called unethical professional behavior. She is out here on her secretary bullshit. All right, so this is what she says to Harold, which is the now ex-husband. She advised me to hold off on the text until this is over. She knows that I'm distraught over my Amex account. She says that I'll take her advice. After everything is over, I can share everything that I have and know with others. She says that she understands my feelings about being left in financial distress and ruining my relationship with Amex, but she has asked me to hold off until February. I will do so. Okay. She is on a roll, y'all. Damn. All right. Oh my God. So she reaches out to Harold again. All right. From Gail Lewis, November the 10th, 2023, 7:27. Notice she just sent him one at 7:23. Then she sends him another message at 7:27. This is kind of like stalking a little bit, but we'll read it. All right. The subject of this is Morgan and Taylor. Okay. I think these maybe they're kids or something. She says, no worries. Morgan just confirmed that she has to work now. She says, I've added an attorney to move our case faster. She says that she has advised me not to disclose your IRS tax fraud. Shit, y'all hear this? She has disclosed me not to. She has advised me not to disclose your IRS tax fraud and your personal misconduct with your company employees to Akima, okay, your colleagues or your IRS or the IRS until the divorce is final. She says this makes sense. That it's that it's not unethical or illegal, and as a private citizen with no ties to you, she says that I can disclose and share the information that I have collected on you without any legal repercussions. She said that the info on, then she blots out, and then it says Sabrina and everyone else will be shared very publicly. She blots out or single, but the sex parties you all had with the prostitutes with the P and strippers will be shared. She says, please don't say this is a threat or any type of bullying. She says it's not at all. Even though ethics and standards don't matter to you, they still matter to me. Okay. She says, thank you kindly, Gail Lewis. How do you send somebody something like that and say thank you kindly? Like, what the hell, Gail? This shit is bonkers. Okay. Damn, Gail. He has pissed her what they call the fuck off, okay? November the 10th, honey, she sends him another crazy fucking message, all right? Now, he is tired of her ass. And they have filed the side chick and Harold filed a mutual restraining order against Gail, okay? Y'all ready for this shit? Woo, child, it says that this order binds the parties in the above style action, their agents, servants, employees, and all other persons acting in concert in such parties. Now, this is against Gail Lewis against Harold Lewis Jr. Okay. So yeah. So they filed a mutual thing against her because she was doing the most. Okay. Let me go ahead and show you guys a picture in terms of where they live. This is their house, the gray one down here. Okay. This is their house right here. That's the community they lived in. So they live very, I'm sorry, shit, I hit the button. So they live very well, as you guys can see. Okay. In a very, very upscale community. This is their house. This is their house. Okay. That's Gail Lewis and Harold Lewis. He moved out of the house and allowed her to stay there and was paying the mortgage. He quit paying the credit card bills. Okay. But that's the house that they lived in. As you guys can see, very upscale. They live very well. They live very, very well. You see the house, the gray one down at the bottom. Okay. Ooh, child, y'all see all the work I've been doing to give y'all this tea? Lord. All right. So she goes on to say that her lease for her car is getting ready to go out. Okay. Her lease is getting ready to end in her car that she's driving. So she reaches out to Harold to say, okay, I know you told me that they're actually doing the working numbers. My lease is getting ready to end in my truck. You told me to send you some ideas of what I would like to drive so that, because she's getting ready to try to get another vehicle. He, of course, is set to pay for it. So she went online and she picked out different cars because she said, hey, I want to still be able to drive the same shit I was driving when I was with you. So she pulled up several different cars. These cars were like Bentleys, Rolls Royces, that type, because she says, hey, that's what I was driving when we were married. I'm not getting ready to downgrade. So she sends him different pictures of different Rolls Royces and different cars. Okay. Very expensive. She says to him, I know that you told me that you were working the numbers for a new one, but if the maroon truck is not available, can we consider this car? And it is a Bentley, a gray Bentley. Okay, nice one. All right. So they had a conversation back and forth about that. So he did agree to, I guess, lease and or buy her another vehicle so she could have a way to get around. So that was nice of him to do with all the shit that she's done to him in terms of sending that shit to the job. I said, oh shit, why would you do that, girl? I'll be mad as hell if somebody sent that shit to my boss, but go off, honey. That was hella fucking disrespectful. All right, so do I want to read this one? Because it's kind of juicy too. Is this really juicy to y'all? I found this very juicy. All right, so let's read this one. It says, the plaintiff shows that the parties refinanced the mortgage associated with the marital residence with a note of $1.3 million, let's say it that way, which was secured by the residents. It says upon which the parties closed on January 18th of 2022. Okay, it says the plaintiff shows that she is unaware of what the defendant has done with any of the proceeds of the closing. So Harold sold the house that Gail was staying in. He kept all the proceeds from the sale of the home and did not split the profits with her when she's saying that they purchased the house together. So during the time that they were married, because the divorce is not finalized and was not finalized during the time that he sold the house. So that meant that he had to give her a portion of the proceeds of the closing of the home, of the sale of the home. Okay. He didn't do that. He kept all the money so she gonna get that on the back end. Don't worry, girl. So it says that plaintiff shows that it will be necessary for her to retain the services of a forensic CPA in order to properly review any and all documents as may be provided by defendant through the discovery process to evaluate the defendant's various business entities and the parties' various financial accounts to ascertain the parties' assets and debt and determine the actual value of marital estates. Okay, so they have many different homes. Okay. So it sounds like a boss may have been in on the covering up of the cheating. I don't know. It could be off. Yeah, that's what it sounds like too. So she's letting everybody know, child, what is going on. She's mad. And she's bringing everybody into the bullshit. Like everybody's ass is going down for this divorce, okay? Oh, child, y'all, it's so much. Now, I'm not going to read every single solitary page because it's a lot, y'all. It's a lot, okay? But the amount of money that he spent is like jarring, okay? Is like jarring. All right, so this page goes on to say that the defendant can afford to pay $77,825.83 in rent for Sabrina from September 21 through December 2021 and January 2022 through November 2022, an average of $5,188.38 per month. just in her rent payments. However, will not continue to pay the lease on his wife's vehicle. So he stopped paying the payments on the vehicle and was paying the side chick / mistress's rent for her place, which was up to $5,000. Says it further as per a few of the credit cards statements attached as Exhibit C, that the defendant can afford luxury vacations for Sabrina, which is the side chick, and himself, such as the charges on October the 7th of 2022 for Delta Airlines for Sabrina. This is her last name, which I won't say. However, he cannot afford a car for his wife. So he started out buying the car. She gets the car, then he stops the payments, okay, knowing that she doesn't have any other, way of financials because he stopped her money. So it says that the plaintiff shows that she has now purchased another vehicle and pays for this court order the defendant to pay for the monthly note for the same. That didn't make sense, and these are court papers. It says that based upon his assertion in paragraph 8 of his motion, it says the defendant has offered to pay for the lease on a replacement vehicle up to the value of the current lease. Okay, so he's going to get her a car, but he'll pay for a car that was the same amount as the current car that she had, and not one that's more. That's what he's agreeing to. So they're saying that although the lease is expired, it says that the defendant is stating that he would pay the monthly note equivalent to the prior lease. Okay, so he's playing games. Like, why tell me to go out and pick out a car? Tell me to pick out a car that I like. I send you the car. You say, okay, let's go ahead and get this car. You sign the lease, then you don't make the payments. All out of spite. All out of fucking spite. So then she gets the car, you stop the payments, and then you're paying the lease on the side chick's house over there or wherever she's staying. And it's so messy. It's so messy. So now he's ordered by the courts to continue those payments. Okay. Oh my God. So it says that the plaintiff discovered transfers to various third parties in excess of $107,000 since April 2022. It says that further, the defendant has been paying rent for his girlfriend Sabrina since last year and paid for her vacations, hotel, airfare, restaurants, and the like. Said the defendant has made purchases by and through a company known as SLM LLC and referred the same to the plaintiff as an investment. Okay. Says that see the credit card statement dated September 2nd, 2021, Exhibit C. However, the plaintiff shows that said charges on her American Express card paid for LSM LLC is in payment for a management company. So they're saying that the LMS LLC management company is a Nevada company doing business in Alpharetta, Georgia. See Exhibit D. So it says further, the charges on the plaintiff's card in the name of ClickPay, they blotted out the name, are in fact charges for Sabrina and her rent for her home in Smyrna, Georgia, which is in Atlanta. So they're saying that the resident who was submitting payments through the credit card charges, which they showed LDT management, was Sabrina. So he took Gail's credit card, her Amex card, from her, okay, blocked her from using that, and gave that card to Sabrina, which is the side chick, so that she could have access to said monies, and cut the ex-wife off. So she is mad because she don't have the finances, the credit card that she was using to pay her stuff. He gave it to Sabrina, the side chick, and she is upset, and she has also put that in the deposition, okay? You're going to pay in the end for it, though, bro. I'm just saying. You can't be doing shit like that. I mean, I'm just saying. Oh, Lord. It's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. So it just goes into all the financial shit that they're fighting over. It's crazy. What else? She shows the flight arrangements for him and Sabrina. Her name is listed on there as well. We won't get into that. There's a letter that she wrote to the judge about him not complying with what they asked him to comply for. What do y'all think about all of this? The text message that she sent to the boss, that was like a lot, y'all. That was a lot. I said, what the hell? Y'all, I can't imagine. I cannot imagine. What do y'all think about that? Chef Don, let's read your comment right quick. Says that says absolutely, I believe that too. He told her that it wasn't, but we all know when men cheat that they lie. Yeah. You're right. This shit is bonkers. Okay. Oh my God, Harold. 60 plus women, y'all. This man slept with 60 plus women, and she's saying prostitutes with a P and exotic dancers. That shit is a lot. She got his ass though. And guess what's gonna happen? She getting all these attorneys. She steady adding attorneys to this divorce. He gonna pay that shit on the back end. You know she's gonna ask for her legal defense to be paid for by his ass and all legal fees. So he's on the hook for all of that. So her, I guess she gonna try to bankrupt his ass. Because he's sitting nice. He has a lot of money. And I think he started moving money, you guys, from different accounts. Because if you guys remember in the video that I played you guys, he was telling her that he did not want a divorce because she's not going to fuck up his money. That is what he told her once she told him that she was on to what he was doing. The first thing she said was, well, I mean, what are you going to do? What are we going to do about this marriage? And he was saying, well, I don't know, but I'm getting ready to go out of town for like 3 to 6 months. And whatever you decide, then it is what it is. But all I know is we ain't getting a divorce because you're not fucking up my money. So he don't want to get a divorce because he already knows what she's going to do. She was a kept wife. She didn't really work. She didn't do shit. So every single thing that she acquired in that marriage was due to him. He paid for everything according to her, including the credit card payments as well. So the fact that he's cheating, I don't know if Georgia has that same clause to where she can sue the side chick. I know North Carolina does and so many other states. Because y'all remember Fantasia had that situation where she was sued by a wife when Fantasia was cheating with another woman's husband. And she actually had a baby by dude. So, and the wife sued Fantasia for that situation. So I don't know if Georgia actually has that same law, alienation of affection and all that, to where Gail is going to try to sue. Because I'm talking about she's leaving no stones unturned in this fucking divorce. Okay. She going to come out nice. She going to get a nice payout because, like I said, he's loaded money-wise. Okay. So I guess shout out to you, Gail, but you lose them how you get them. Because I found out she was a side chick. According to the side chick, she was messing with Harold and all in New Orleans and everywhere else during the time that he was married to the first wife. And that the first wife called Harold with Gail. And then left Gail and left Harold. So Gail wound up staying with him. Then they got married. So I was just like, shit, what do you expect? You lose them how you get them. You lose them how. And that's for anybody else out there that's messing with a married man. Baby, it's not going to end for you well. It's just not. I mean, you just can't. You can't. I mean, it says it in the vows. Let no man come asunder. Don't do that shit. If you don't want somebody messing with your man, don't mess with somebody else's man. I've never been the type of woman. If you got a man, or if you got another woman, rather, shit, not a man, because I don't fuck with that. But if you got another woman, I ain't fucking with you. Like, I don't share. I don't share. If you with somebody else, figure that situation out. When y'all done with that, if you married, if y'all talking about getting a divorce, when all that shit is fine, I'll holler back. Or maybe not, because I done moved on. Okay, I'm not sitting on ice for you to figure your shit out when you got a whole nother situation. Because caramel, it keeps it moving. Okay, my time is precious, honey. Period. But we had to read a bitch down earlier, y'all. So my apologies for y'all that had to be in the midst of that child. Because usually I don't like to snap off on a bitch, but I'm not above it. What you will not do is come in my chat and fucking disrespect me and even mention my husband in that shit either. Because what he is loyal, and bitch, he don't step out. No, neither does he have any children outside, and I know that shit for a fact. Okay. Because the WAP we sitting on is $1 million WAP. Understand that. Okay. Thank you. I've been with him well over a decade or two. And the bitch ain't never stepped out. And I ain't calling my husband a bitch because I'm just a little feeling my feelings a little bit. He ain't never stepped out. And I can vouch for that shit. Okay. I have a beautiful marriage and I thank God for that. So any bitch to try to come against that, I'm gonna read a bitch down every time. I'm gonna snatch your fucking bangs out. Try that shit again. Okay. You don't want this mouth, baby. I will crank this chainsaw up on your ass. All right, but let's move on, honey. Dr. Contessa snapped off on Buffy. Okay. Buffy decided to come for Dr. Contessa. As you guys know, Buffy did an interview with one of my homeboys that I like, Oliver Twix. I love him. If you guys don't watch Chasing Atlanta, you're doing yourself a disservice. The shit is funny. I watch it. I watched every single episode, including the Dallas episodes. I love it. Okay. So he interviewed Buffy Purcell, who used to be on, I think season 7 or season 10 of Married to Medicine. And she made some very disparaging allegations about something that she said that Dr. Contessa, who used to be on the show, had to say about her and her having multiple miscarriages. Now, Buffy has already said she had a total of 6 miscarriages back to back because she wanted to be a mom. She and her husband were trying. And during the time that she was on the show, Dr. Jackie made a very ignorant remark towards her and said it in front of like a room full of people, which I didn't like that shit. Like, don't get in front of a room full of people and try to embarrass me and think that I ain't getting ready to snap back on your ass. And that's what Buffy should have done. But then Jackie gave Buffy this lackluster apology, this real funky stank apology, which I wasn't feeling. Yeah, she's a mean girl. And that's why Curtis is out here stepping out on your ass. Now, you need to figure that shit out. Quit being so fucking mean, Jackie. Or Dr. Jackie, or however you want to be addressed. I'm gonna say bitch because you give me bitch vibes. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into it, honey. So not Doctor, but Buffy was saying that Contessa said to her, bend down and let me rock you like the kids you will never have. That's so fucking disrespectful. Yes, Chef Don, I do watch Chasing Atlanta. I do. Every fucking episode. I watched it since it first came on. I am a fan of the show. I know every one of them on there. I do. Yes, I watch every one of them. That's my shit, okay? Love them all down, okay? I do. All right, so let's get on with the show, honey. He said, do you watch that? Yes, I watch that. Caramel, yes, I like that show. The Dallas one too. All right, so let's get into it. All right, so I'm gonna pull up this damn interview, child. Shout out to the homie Oliver Twits. If y'all don't watch him, he's hella talented too. Sing, rap skills be he be giving it, okay? All right, so let's back it up. I'm gonna back it up to where Dr. Contessa was going off on damn Buffy, and baby, she let her ass have it.
Shit. This box. I was in labor. The baby, I was almost 6 months pregnant. It was too early, and so of course the baby only lived for a couple of minutes. Okay? I told her that. For this woman, this fucking clout chaser, to try to ruin my medical reputation, I am literally known as one of the most empathetic doctors, and I'm just going to be very, very clear. I was nothing but kind to her. And for her to, in my opinion, last episode, when anybody is seeing how the season goes, trying to make it to the season 2, right? You just playing it up for the cameras. I was like, sis, because I understand, but let's just fix your face because there is a camera here. I never pulled her into my lap and said, let me cuddle, whatever the dumb shit is that she said. It literally makes no grammatical sense, and it makes no literal sense. It is literally something that, I'm just gonna be honest with you, Bravo don't give a shit about none of us. You think they would have played that if I said that? So stop using other people's reputation to try to get a little attention, okay? You say you're rich, you say you're doing fine. I came after the fact and I said I apologize to you for your perception, because if you thought that I was anything but empathetic to you, I sincerely apologize to you. I told you that. I said I want to hug your neck. And I told her from my heart an empathetic story about my experience as a woman who lost several children. And one I actually had to fucking bury. So you lying ass bitch. You know where to find me, Chastain Integrative Medicine, and you said, should I sue you based on that dumb shit? Because again, I didn't say it. And if I did say that, everyone would have been like, gasp. Oh my God, who would say such a thing? You would have heard it before and they would have played it. So I am going to come back to who I am. I'm quite sure my husband is going to be furious that I even responded. But when it comes to, I finished medical school in 1998. I am a 100% service connected Navy veteran. I'm a physician. I'm a mother of 3 live children. But my first child also matters. And I shared that very personal story with you. And for you to take that, again, move on with your life, sis. Ain't nobody out here trying to take over your life. Ain't trying to ruin you. And if you didn't get what you needed from Married to Medicine, that has nothing to do with anyone who has ever been a part of that cast. Take that up with NBC Universal and Bravo. But don't be out here trying to destroy the rest of us because you didn't get what you needed from whatever you were doing that season. Share your real life. Be whoever the fuck you really are. And literally, if it's interesting, it is. If it's not, it's not. And if you have now decided that this is what I should have been and this is what I should have shown, then, oh, sorry. But I did not say that. And y'all, I don't care all this other stuff that has come about. I ain't never responded about the stuff about my husband or anything, but for you to literally lie on my goddamn dead child, trash. I thought we were cool. I don't have shit to do with you, Buffy, for whatever your name is. I don't have nothing to do with you. Damn. Nothing at all. But what you're not going to do, you're not going to be out here lying and saying, I said something about the dead children you'll never... What are you even saying right now? You sound crazy. But you have to be careful when you don't have all this on your chest. It fucking matters for the rest of us. Y'all can do whatever y'all want to. But this right here, that we spent our whole entire existence to get to, that bullshit right there. Again, I'm not on reality television right now. I don't know if you're trying to get back on. I know they're casting. Good motherfucking luck. But if all that you need to do to get a little popularity or get some clicks and stuff is to embellish the shit that really happened, because again, even during the season, I can honestly say to you, we never, ever had a problem. So why would I come in at the end and say some ridiculous nonsense like that? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. You're absolutely right. You were in a very, very fragile place. And that story, and even me saying, I've been where you are, maybe made it about me. It made it about me for you. And that was impossibly insensitive. And I apologized to you for that. I was trying to connect with you so you wouldn't be in that basement for another 2 hours. But I did not say that. And you will not lie on me. And yes, my little brother's name is Gerald Gray II. He is an attorney. And if you want to take this to court, we can. But you're going to stop lying on Contessa Gray, my maiden name, Metcalf.
Listen, this is a safe space. We're trying to...
What y'all think about that shit? Baby, she read her down. I'm talking about from Genesis to Revelation, baby. I said, not the good doctor in here using the good old cuss words. Sometimes people will send you there. You got to go there sometime on somebody's ass. Now, do I think that Contessa said that shit to her or not? I don't know. I wasn't there. It sounds weird for somebody to say, come here, let me rock you like the children you never have. I don't know if Contessa would go that low to say some crazy shit like that. It just seems weird. And I ain't trying to say Buffy is lying, because like I said, I wasn't there. I can't vouch for who said what and who didn't. But I just think that would sound so far-fetched for somebody to say that. And for even to have the cameras to pick that shit up and for her to, to risk her integrity as a doctor, okay, for one. She's a doctor. She's a doctor. So for her to risk her reputation and integrity as a doctor to say that shit on national television, I don't know if that's true or not, y'all. That gives weird vibes to me. But like I said, Buffy, she did say she had 6 miscarriages. And I'm sorry that she went through that, because, she's been wanting to have a child for the longest. I don't know if she wants to be back on the show. She said that her money is fine and she has her own business with like weight loss and all of this other stuff that she's working on. Her husband is a doctor as well. They're doing very well. So I don't know, but she seemed to have a lot of issues with a lot of the women on the show Married to Medicine. And she really doesn't like Dr. Jackie. She calls her a whole bitch and everything, which Jackie does have a reputation of being very bitchy. According to what Oliver was saying, which is the guy that interviewed Buffy, he was saying that Dr. Jackie blocked him, I guess over the interview or something that she felt that she didn't like that he had to say, or maybe not speaking highly of her or whatever. So I don't know, honey. I think Jackie, she's going through her own stuff, in which we just talked about the other day about her still dealing with shit with Curtis. So I don't know. I think that Buffy might need to do some healing, maybe take a step back from social media a while, unless you're just only promoting your business, and stop talking about this, because now Contessa is talking about suing you. Like, who wants to be in a damn court being sued over some shit that you said over defamation, girl? Like, let it go. How long ago was this? Season 7, season 10 of Married to Medicine? They are far from that now. Like, everybody got other shit going on. You got businesses. Everybody is doctors. Like, focus on what y'all got to focus on in terms of what you guys are into, and not going after people's integrity and suing folk and saying shit that, was said 5 or 6 seasons ago. Like, who gives a fuck? Why do you care about it now? My thing is, if you felt that strongly about it, why not bring it up before in an interview before? Like, this is like years after the fact. I don't understand what what her point is. What is the end game to this? And I'm not saying she doesn't deserve to be hurt over a comment about her miscarriages, but it's the timing for me. Okay, it's the timing for me. Like if it was really bothering you that bad, is it still that strong to you now after years and years of the fucking show being on? Like, damn. I tend not to care about stuff as much when you put some time on it. Okay. I tend not to care as much about stuff that happened or was said once some time, maybe years have gone past. Like I might not fuck with you no more or deal with you no more or pick up your phone calls if you try to call me, because most of the time you're going to be blocked. But I'm just not going to be on that level of still that angry like the shit just happened yesterday. Like I'm just not going to be on that. I'm not. Excuse me, guys. My nasal spray is running, child. My sinuses, but child, the shit is weird. All right, let's move on, honey. But them two, I hope they figure it out. I hope it doesn't get to the point of what she said she was gonna try to sue her for like $80 million. That's a lot of money to be coming off of, girl, for something that you said or something that you said somebody said. Like, damn. Oh, move it on, child. Move on, child. Okay. Let's all be happy and in perfect harmony out here. And let's don't be reaching back to the past and bringing up shit and getting sued over it. Damn. Let's move on, honey. All right. Ooh. So we're getting into a conversation that I wanted to have with you guys. I found something very interesting. I reached out to the person. They, of course, did give me permission to share it. I thought it was very interesting. It was very deep. It dove right into some stuff that I had been talking about for the longest. We kept saying, what is really going on with fucking Arion in her life prior to Martell, and why does she act the way that she does? Why does she feel like she got to be with other people's men? Like, what the fuck happened to this girl to make her be so unhinged and so disattached from reality or unattached from reality? I'm going to play something for you guys here in a minute. And it's so crazy the way that she and Martell have the same mentality, how they work the same, they think the same. Everything about them is the same. Martell is Arion, and Arion is Martell. I am you, and you are me, if we can say it in that way. Okay. Shit is crazy. Now it's a build up to what we're going to talk about. I'm going to show this picture. All right. As you guys know, Martell is hella jealous of Melody. Look at how now they're on vacation in Destin, Florida. All right. Look at Martell and how he is looking on this trip. He looks very calculating, like he's thinking of some shit that he wants to do, which he's always doing. Okay. He came on this trip with the idea of trying to get he and Melody to get back together. Okay. You guys remember when they were on the trip and everybody went out to that dinner. He told the kids, y'all sit over there. Then he conveniently called a restaurant and told them to set up a table for just he and Melody, like they were on a date, because he ain't ready to let go, regardless of what he's saying in interviews and messages and all that. Okay. Period. So he's sitting his hating ass here on the yacht that Melody rented for the day while his mama is sipping down all the fucking alcohol on the yacht. Okay. Martell is mad and bitter after Melody asked him, you never been on a yacht before? Well, you know, if she's been on a yacht before. But was she been a little messy? Probably, because they were married for what? They were together 14 years. She knew if his ass been on a yacht. And prior to him meeting her, you know his ass wasn't on no yacht. Because he's talking about he grew up poor. He ain't never been nowhere. He probably never been on a fucking vacation. Hell, he couldn't afford shoes. So you know he ain't been on no yacht. So was she being a little messy? Yes. And I'm here for it, because the way he's treated her with all the shit that's come out, I'm just like, girl, yes. All the pettiness that you can give his ass, I'm here for it. Okay, because shit, I'm petty. I can be petty. But yeah, let's look again. Look at how he's looking. Everybody else sitting around smiling. They're enjoying the scenery, the water. They're on a yacht. They're on vacation. Martell, he's sitting there bitter and mad, like fuck, yeah. Mm-hmm. So his jealousy, like I said, his jealousy and his disappointment of Melody not taking him back was so apparent in that episode. We're getting to it, okay? Now, he sat, like I said, on that yacht, and he's mad as a motherfucker on this yacht that Melody was only being cordial to him and not all over him and not giving him what he thought he was going to get coming on this damn trip with his shirt all open. He wants you to say, let me show her my muscles, let me show her my body. Maybe she going to be all up on me because she going to miss all this. Well, not so much, because Melody was like, nigga, back up. Nah. All right, so Melody did not allow him to worm his way back in, and that's why he's bitter and mad. He didn't even want to talk about her song. Like anything that Melody was doing outside of him, he doesn't like that because it makes him feel like he is, you know, less than her. And you have to be careful, women, when you are married to or dating men who are not on your level. They kind of see it as you trying to outdo them when you're only being yourself. Okay. I don't want to be with anyone that I have to downgrade who I am and what I like and my lifestyle in order to appease this person because they have insecurities within themselves. You have to watch that, because then they can become very calculating and try to end you, which is what Martell is trying to do. He was married to a woman who was very smart, who was very business-minded, who had her shit together, who really didn't need him more than he needed her, and that bothered him. A lot of times when men feel like women don't need them because they feel like they're the head, so they want you to come to them. They want you to ask them for things. But when you're a strong-minded businesswoman like Melody Cherie, who already had her shit prior to Martell, she was the engine to everything about them and their marriage and their businesses. And he knew that, but he enjoyed putting on the suits and being out front to front, okay, if we can say it in that way, so that people will look at him as the provider. He loved to say that, I'm a great father, I'm a provider, all the things that he was not. Great fathers don't step out and cheat and leave your wife at home with 4 children, one being an infant when she's tired, she needs rest. Okay, we all know that. So I see you putting there, he is delusional, Chef Don Don. So that is what he was hoping for on this trip. Now we're getting into what I'm actually getting into. I feel like a pastor. We're getting there too, okay? Now let me give y'all a little hum. All right, so it says, first of all, he got mad that she was able to reserve the yacht. Y'all know when they were married, Martell was, he loved to say, we, me and Mel, we, or I. That was his favorite thing, okay? I was the boss. I was this. He got a rise out of throwing himself out front and kind of pushing her back, even though we knew, everybody that watched the fucking show and kind of followed this situation between them, I think we knew that Melody was the real boss. You could just tell when they were in meetings for the core 6, Martell, he just kind of sat there. Melody did most of the talking. Melody would ask the questions and then she would ask him, what do you think? So if you're a boss like that, the roles would have been reversed. So I can peep bullshit, okay, Martell. You were a tag along in the marriage and it bothered you. So Melody, of course, dated down, getting with Martell. I don't know. Well, she already said his bedroom game won't on. Like, slung, the thing won't thing, and according to Mel. So it couldn't have been that. So maybe he just had what he has for other women. Maybe his mouthpiece, per se. Maybe he has that way to talk women out of their panties. Melody was young when she met Martell, so maybe he had the ability to love bomb her and talk her out of her panties and was able to tell her and promise her things that he was not ever going to be able to fulfill. All right. Yeah. So, of course, his ego is what crushed the marriage, as we all know, and he was able to tell people that he and Mel did all these things when, of course, we saw them, Melody at speaking engagements. He would just stand there. Melody would say, okay, this is my husband, Martell. Do you have something that you want to say? Oh, no. You said everything. He had nothing to say. You offered nothing to the marriage except producing children. That's the only thing that I can see that Martell produced in this marriage was children. You gave her 4 children, one of which you try not to claim because she won't come back, which we all know that is your child. Like, stop the bullshit. Okay, we talked about it. But let's continue. I want to play for you guys something that I came across from. She is a new, she just started her YouTube page. I'm vouching for her. When I heard this shit, I said, this is the same shit I've been saying. But I wanted a deeper concept of what I felt was really going on with Arion. And when I heard that, I said, there's some connections there in terms of what she may have gone through as a young girl, in terms of what Martell went through as well. Both of them lacked, okay? Both of them lacked that love and attention from their mothers. Martell grew up in a home where it was just his mother. Arion grew up in a home with just her mother, unbeknownst to her, because according to her, she grew up in a 2-parent household. The other parent was across town because he was a married individual with a family, okay? So in her mind, he was in their house because why? Her fucking ass is crazy. Well, let's continue, all right? So now we're speaking, like I said, on Martell, getting into this relationship with his mistress Arion and her history and of what she went through and why she went through what she went through, and Martell and how they mesh well together. Okay. Yeah. So they have, like I said, very similar lives, very similar needs, this sick and twisted sex life and what they like in terms of sexual things, okay, their twisted desires, their abusive ways, that stem from their same toxic environments in which they grew up in. Okay, let's say it that way. Martell, of course, tried exhibiting that same toxic environment on Melody within their marriage in terms of trying to control her mentally, in terms of trying to control her sexually, and what he wanted her to do in ways that he wanted to be pleased versus pleasing her, because she would say, well, these are things that I like, but then you would say, I'm not doing that. But then you had certain requirements for her in terms of pleasing you. So when you're in a marriage and or relationship, it's not just about you and what you like. Okay, I like my leg behind the headboard sometimes too. So if I say to you, throw my leg behind the headboard, speak dirty to me, which is what Melody says she likes, talk dirty to me. He said, well, I'm not doing that. But then you can go over there to a dirty house where a bitch don't clean and none of that, and she got a dirty wife. Everything about her is dirty, but you love it over there. But you can't talk dirty to your wife. See the comparison. All right, so as I was saying, Martell tried to exhibit those things onto Melody in his form of triangulation, is what we're going to call it, because that's what it was. Anytime you have three people in a situationship, it's called a triangulation. For those who didn't know, okay? So it was Martell, Melody, and Arion, the triangulation, okay? But Melody was never, she has never experienced that type of lifestyle of toxicity, okay? And she refused to participate in the devious sexual natures of Martell controlling her and his addiction, because, you know, if you like sex a lot with other people and you can't control that desire, it becomes an sexual addiction. Ask Maurice, okay? Because he's dealing with that currently. Is that a little messy? Probably. All right. Now, Arion was a castaway, okay, who has mental issues. We know that. You can see that whenever you see her in lives, she kind of switches from different modes when she's talking, okay? She's very, very aggressive in her tone. She doesn't like anyone checking her or telling her when she's wrong. That's very narcissistic behavior, because narcs don't like when you tell them when they're wrong. And she exhibits that, and so does Martell. That's why they get along so well, because they're the same. Martell, of course, was a castaway with mental issues. When you can sit in an interview and say that your child is not yours, and you only focus on what you feel another person did to you and not take any accountability for where you are in your life, that shows that, one, you have mental issues, two, you take no accountability, and three, there are some mental issues that need to be addressed. He won't get counseling because I think he's afraid to address those dark places that he's not ready to go, okay? A lot of people will not go to counseling for that reason. If you've been sexually molested with an M as a child, sometimes you're not ready to address those things. And if you don't address it, it will derail your sexual life when you become, when you meet someone that you start to have sex with when you start dating. When you start dating somebody, if you don't address those issues of things that happen to you, if you were touched inappropriately as a child and you don't deal with those things, it will bother you. It will affect the way that you have intimacy with someone else when you meet that person. And they'll be like, okay, why does she not want me to touch her? Or why is she so standoffish? Or why is she, y'all know where I'm going with that, okay? So something happened with Martell as a child that made him this twisted, sexual addicted type person of sleeping with multiple people and spreading sexual soul ties with these people unprotected. Okay, and the nature in which he craves it. Okay, it's like a dog that you are dangling a steak in front of. They want that steak, they can smell that steak. And the more that you pull that steak, the more they yearn for that steak, and they're going to run a little faster to get that steak. That is what Martell is dealing with now that Melody Cherie have removed herself from the triangulation of he and Arion. He's looking for that next person to replace that place that has not been currently filled. Okay, and to fill that place, you have to be able and willing to do any little nasty, sneaky, illegal, because they've already said they're involved in a lot of illegal things that they could have gone to jail for. So you got to be willing to be a part of those said things in order to fit the mold of the triangulation. Am I getting through to somebody? Y'all understand what I'm saying? All right. Arion went through similar situations in her upbringing as well. Okay, I feel like something happened to Martell. Maybe he was touched inappropriately, allegedly, because I'm starting to notice some things. Okay, I studied a little psychology, so I can go there. All right. I think that something happened to him, and something also happened with Arion as well growing up. Because she did speak about something in her life of not having certain things in her household, to where she didn't grow up with having certain things, to where her mother had to braid numerous people's hair during the week so that they could have like food and just like things that you have in order to survive, just the standard things to survive. So her mother had to braid people's hair in order to get things, because I don't think she worked a regular job, which is where Arion learned to not want to work. I mean, even in the Bible, it says a man that don't work don't eat. So you want to sit back and allow someone, another grown person, to take care of you because you don't want to take on your responsibilities. But going back to Arion, something happened to her that caused her to be in this triangulation with Martell. She doesn't care if he's with other women as long as he comes back to her. She sees him coming back to her as love, when really it's him fulfilling his sexual desires and his sick nature of having this sex addiction. So she doesn't realize that his addiction is toxic, because she sees it as love, because she's never had a normal relationship prior to Martell. Of course, we all know her daughter's father was also with someone else. So it's like she gets a knack out of being with someone else, because she doesn't value herself as a woman. She wasn't taught how to value herself as a woman, and how, hey, you only need one man to please you. But hey, the person that she's choosing is someone who likes to choose other people. So she doesn't value that. Let's get into this video. Okay, don't let me talk you to death, child. I'm Thomas. Let's get past this ad. I'm going to share the audio because it's really nothing to look at. This person that's actually giving their take on this. Shout out to let me see, in her Alchemist TV. Okay, this is where I'm getting it from. Y'all check her out. I'll put her information in there as she's talking. Okay, she's a cool individual. I had a conversation with her yesterday. And I was like, oh my God, some of the things that you were saying is some of the same stuff I've been saying in my lives. Okay. All right, so we're going to play it from beginning to end.
We're going to be taking a look into Arion Curry. Before we get started, please like the video. Make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and that you have your notification bells on. So I decided to approach this as if Arion was just a person who went on my Etsy app and ordered a reading, and and this is what it is. So I wanted to be completely unbiased and non-judgmental, and just let the cards speak for themselves. So that's going to be my take on it. Yeah, so we're going to see how that goes. What else do I have to say? I think that's it. If we need to do a part 2, we will. But I think this reading is pretty, it's not so much straightforward as it is pretty comprehensive. So I think that will be good. Okay, so, okay. So first I want to say that Arion, oh my God. Okay, this lady is a trip. So first off, Arion is coming in as the Six of Wands in reverse, as well as the Knight of Swords. Now, the Knight of Swords can be like a combative energy, kind of like a verbally abusive. But also, I feel like this Knight of Swords with this Six of Wands is a person that puts on like they are something that they're not. You know, they have like this false sense of pride and security, and it's stemming from a deep-seated low self-esteem. I don't know if you ever talk to people and they're so outwardly appearing confident, you know what I mean? But on the inside, they're really very insecure. That would be kind of like this energy. I'm also showing that even though there was a lack of strategy as far as like her overall plan, there are some things that she was hoping and wishing would happen that did happen. But I don't feel like she really understood how to go about what she was doing. So it kind of comes across like she's winging it. I do show that she got with Martell because she thought that he had money. And she knew that he had a wife at home, but I think she was under the impression that they were co-parents, or that the wife was the baby mama or something like that. But whatever the relationship he explained to her that he had with his wife was, that's something that she became very jealous over. Arion is also showing as being like a dangerous person with a perverse mind. So I don't know how that's playing into this whole situation, especially as far as Melody receiving harassing text messages or maybe death threats. I know in the video that I did about Martell and his jail arrest, a lot of people were saying it was for revenge porn, but in my reading, it was showing it was maybe like death threats or him threatening to hurt himself or hurt the kids. Now, with her coming in as, I don't know, she's coming in as being very perverse, meaning that she's kind of like illustrating things that she may have wanted to happen to Melody or things that he could make play out. It's also she was coming in as the King of Swords in reverse with the Queen of Wands in reverse. You know what I mean? So this is somebody that is very kind of like mean spirited and manipulative, but it's due to an inner sense of like jealousy, right? Now, her mind, she's also coming in as having some sort of mental illness. Now, I haven't dug in yet to see exactly what that is, and I will get there. But mostly she has like these hidden or repressed dangerous murmurings or thoughts in her head. I don't want to use the word diabolical, but she almost has like these diabolical thoughts in her head that are, I don't know, motivated by vengeance. So maybe in her past, I don't know if she took a lot of shit or took a lot of abuse, but she's coming across as like the type of person who did not always maybe stand up for herself, but instead she went and thought about like a lot of different things, like chopping people's heads off or setting somebody's coochie on fire. You know what I mean? A lot of dark things, but at the heart of it, it was her being jealous that maybe she couldn't express herself, or maybe she hasn't achieved some type of station in life. Could be something like that as well. She always saw Melody as abundant. She thought that this was a rich couple. And I'm not going to blame her for getting pregnant because I don't think that's fair. But she's coming in as having a perfect execution of a plan. And when I clarified that plan, it was the Ace of Coins and the Empress. And so that either means you had a perfect execution of becoming pregnant or a perfect execution of taking down a woman who you saw was quote unquote abundant. Now, I know somebody in the comments said that they felt like Arion did some witchcraft on them. Arion, if she is able to pull off witchcraft, she has the Three of Cups, which is a witchcraft card, and the Hierophant, which is a spiritual card, but they're both in reverse.
This is how I started stretching.
Sorry for the ad, guys.
Stretching with cats. I got a business.
She's on point. I'm sorry.
The Hierophant is also very profane in reverse, can be very chaotic or debauched, should I say, is the best way to put it. Now, if she was able to pull off what we call witchcraft, it would just have been by the strength of her mind. You know what I mean? Like she can send her mind into a dark place where she generates a lot of negative energy, and those thoughts can get really, really dark. You know what I mean? Really, really dark if she has a target. You know what I mean? So, and that's honestly, that's the same thing with a lot of witchcraft. If you have, especially dark magic, you have to have the intensity of emotion towards a person, place, or thing. And
if you guys notice, Melody kept talking about a lot of spiritual warfare. A lot of people who deal in witchcraft, they try to come against that type of thing. Martell knows that Melody is very spiritual. He's been married to her for some years. Arion knows that as well because Martell have told her everything about Melody. Melody is a praying individual. Her mother used to be a first lady. So Melody is deep, deep into the church. So the fact that Arion and Martell, they're using some type of, she's saying maybe witchcraft, or they may be going to someone who practiced that type of thing in order to get to Melody because physically they can't get to her. Okay. Let's get to this.
And they can feel the intensity of your hatred, which sometimes makes them make their own mistakes, and then they end up pretty much falling into the hand of it. But the person themselves has to be weakened by a certain frequency or vibration, you know what I mean, such as a lot of hatred or a lot of sadness. Now, if Melody was going through, like, for instance, quote unquote, a position of sadness or a weakened state from financially struggling, whatever she was going through, then that would make the witchcraft, quote unquote, which is the intensity of someone's emotions or hatreds towards you, more effective. I've had that happen to me not too long ago. And the way it played out for me was I started to have like excessive bleeding and like kind of like womb problems. You know what I mean? So I had to go through, I had to protect myself. I had to counteract that magic. But just to give you an example of how it plays out. So if you have yourself at times where your period is overly heavy, or you find that you have random ailments like your joints are stiff, or you wake up with headaches, then most likely you're being spiritually attacked by the intensity of someone's negativity towards you. You know what I mean? So you can use a evil eye candle, evil eye oil, evil eye palm balm. It usually protects you for about a year. Obviously, I sell that on the Air Alchemist, but just as an example to combat negative energy, if you find yourself having any of the symptoms that I named or anything just unexplainable, right? But I say that to say that Arion is an illusionist. She doesn't carry any actual power, and that's why she goes in her mind and she maniacally plays out situations in which the outcomes are very perverse for other people. But she's an illusionist. She's not actually doing the quote unquote witchcraft that people think that she's doing. You know what I mean? And you'll have some people that'll threaten you with witchcraft and threaten you with certain deities or speak in tongues or do some weird shit. And you may get alarmed and you may enact your protection. I had a lady do that to me. And I'm like, okay, I'm about to go to war with this lady. But I had to, and then it was revealed to me that she was an illusionist. And they do have illusionist deities that basically make you feel that something is going on around you, and they are able to control and manipulate your energy based on your perception of what's going on, right?
Period.
More than anything, Arion is just thinking a lot of perverse, negative, diabolical, mean thoughts. Now, it's possible that she could be communicating these things to Martell with this Knight of Swords, and she could be using all of her energy to communicate that with him. And that's why he's also taking on that energy and using that type of language and those type of words. Not to say he's not capable, but again, this could be communicated from a different source, if that makes any sense, right? Arion is very reactionary in her emotions. So when she has those tinges of what I described as jealousy, or she has like these she has like a repressed inner anger, right? When she has that, her temper flares up and she goes into like a blind rage. But she doesn't have a actual expression for this. It goes right back into her mind. And then her form of alchemy is to turn it into a horror movie in her mind. You know what I mean? Where she may see you being chased down, or she may see Martell as O.J. Simpson. She may visualize these things towards you. You know what I mean? As a way to console her own jealousy or even...
Now, if you guys follow Arion, she did a live one day where she said, and some of you guys may have heard her when she said this. She said, some days I wake up angry, and then some days I want revenge. Do y'all remember when she said that? Why do you want revenge against somebody who's done nothing to you? So you've created this crazy, obsessed thing in your mind about somebody who's not even thinking about you, and you go to bed thinking about it, and you wake up still thinking about it, and you want revenge over somebody who's really moved on with their life. It's sick. It is twisted. Let's continue.
Like low self-esteem, if you will. Now, the Six of Wands upright is more like a person that's kind of like in their ego, but on the more victorious side. Again, in reverse, though, this would be an envious person. You know what I mean? This is a person that feels that they have been largely unappreciated. and they hold a lot of anger or resentment towards, I don't know, the world. You know what I mean? I feel like she feels maybe, I don't want to say ignored, but she feels like she's not special enough. You know what I mean? Is the only way I could put it. Mm-hmm. Now, with the strength card also coming up in reverse, even though this is a near future position, she had both the strength and the hermit card in reverse. And I also saw the 5 of wands. The 5 of wands is about conflict and fighting, but it's still like fake. You know what I mean? It's not real. And the hermit in reverse can also represent something that is like a disguise or something that is false, or something that is in hiding. And what I think she's in hiding about is how low she is as a person, because she's steadily presenting something that she's not. With the strength in reverse, this, I feel like at some point she was like the victim of a lot of cruelty.
I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all enjoying this so far? She is so spot on. I was like, oh my God, I gotta share this. All right, so we're back.
And abuse.
Y'all hear that?
I feel like deep inside of her, she is scared and very weak, but I don't feel like this is coming out right now because this is in the future position. But in the immediate past, I have the High Priestess and the 4 of Pentacles. So this is like she's holding on to some type of secret. Now, when I clarified what that secret was, I got the 2 of Cups, which is a marriage, and I got the Judgment. So this is like a legal marriage. But I also clarified that down to the 9 of Pentacles. Now, there's 2 ways of looking at that. Either the secret that she's holding on to is that she's completely single and that her and Martell are just in a partnership or partnering to execute these devious plans, quote unquote, or they actually got married. Now, the other way I looked at it is that she's holding on to a secret from maybe her teenage or childhood years in which maybe she interfered in some type of way in a relationship. And I feel like that relationship could have been like with a family. So I don't know if it's her actual mother or her sister or somebody close to her.
Y'all hear this?
But she could be holding on to a secret that she, I don't want to say like mess with somebody's man or something like that, or somebody's man mess with her. There's not a lot of childhood energy, so this is not something that would have happened when she was young, like a molestation. This would have been more so with this Knight of Wands. With this Knight of Swords, it even could have happened like between the ages of 19 and above. I don't even know how old she is, but I feel like the Knight of Swords is like between 19 and 35 or something like that. So as early as 19, I feel like there was a situation with another relationship with a family member, and there's some type of secret that she's going to take to her grave. If I had to put my money on it, it would be that she got with or slept with one of her family members' husbands, or even her own mother's husband. I don't know if she has, I don't know what type of relationship that she has with her mother. Because the reason why I say that is because in her subconscious mind is the King of Wands, which is a husband, and also the Emperor. So this is a husband and a father. So either it's her own father and husband, or it's somebody else's father and husband. But she had some type of secret relationship with somebody's husband or father. Okay.
Love husbands.
And like I said, I don't know if it's her own mother's husband or one of her friends' husbands or something like that. Now, obviously, we know about the relationship with her and Martell. This is not that. This is not that. This is something that she's held a secret for a while. Now, I don't know if this is why she's coming in as perverse, meaning that I don't know if you suffered maybe like some sexual abuse, or you were turned out, or you went through some type of other type of situation. I don't know if that's why your mind is perverse, meaning that you stand up to others in your mind, or you wish that you could execute something against your original perpetrator if she was a victim in this situation. Now, this was also clarified by the Five of Swords in reverse. So this tells me that with this secret that she's holding on to, it's something that she did not reveal because she didn't want the drama. Maybe she felt like she was going to be blamed for it. But in this situation, it was almost like she was already like the victim of like passive aggressive behavior. Like people around her were very like passive aggressive towards her, and she felt like she had to like walk on eggshells or something like that. This is, I feel, within her family structure though, and I feel like she always had to like tiptoe around people or sort of suck it up. But again, because she couldn't defend herself in some type of way, I think that's why she, like I said, retreated back in her mind and just started showing negative thoughts. And honestly, when I look all the way over here to this Empress and its Pentacles and this relationship that she intervened on, I wonder if she was projecting her aggression or passive aggression towards this other situation onto Melody and Martell. And that's why she has maybe like a lack of empathy for Melody, because she's able to outwardly express that, but she couldn't express it in this other situation because it had her in check in some type of way. And I think that's how she developed the quote unquote mental illness, was because she was like stopped from having some type of expression. Listen, and this is one of the things that they have.
I'm Thomas.
Why are so many ads? Oh my God.
And there's one particular client story.
Sorry, guys. All right.
It's like young girls their anger responses are disarmed. So when you're young and you're a teenager and you have anger, a lot of us girls are kicked out the house because of our mom's boyfriends, or a lot of us are told that we can't talk back, we can't slam doors, we can't express anger. You know what I mean? And so what it is it's a disarming of your natural anger response. And so when we grow up, we stop responding when we feel angry in a very natural and healthy way, and we retreat into things like either passive aggressively responding to life, or just going into our mind where we create scenarios where we come out on top. Mm-hmm. So if you have a situation where a woman gets into an argument and she's beating that argument, she goes in her car and she replays it in her mind as if she came out the victor. You know what I mean? Now, the other ones are typical girl crimes. When your anger response is disarmed from coming out naturally, then we go behind people's back and we're passive aggressive. We do things like sleep with other women's men. We do things like create a pack mentality and create groups of people to bully another person. These are all done covertly, talking behind each other's back. Now, a lot of people say, oh, that's just the way women are. That's the way women are when they have their anger responses disarmed in childhood, so that it becomes unnatural and it becomes more on the cruel and mean side. You know what I mean? And I feel like, especially with this Five of Swords in reverse, I feel like her anger responses to whatever was going on with her was disarmed in some type of way. And it made her weak. And I feel like she spent a lot of time in her mind. She spent a lot of time deliberating and replaying things. And I feel like this relationship or this conflict or this drama with this love and marriage Huntsville, it only provided her an opportunity to play out what she should have played out or what could have played out in her past. Mm-hmm. It was her. She had another couple that she interfered with, and I would say it was a mother or a sister or something like that. But she didn't get to wild out and do all this crazy shit that she's doing now. And so I feel like this is like her retribution, some type of way. Martell and Melody represent for her something more than just this relationship. Now, like I said, Arion also has some fear. I feel like she's in fear with this Knight of Swords in reverse. She's in fear of going to jail over something. I don't know if she will, because I have the Ten of Swords in reverse. To me, that's like a release, and it's also a temporary success. So I don't know if that will actually happen, but it is something that she's paranoid or has some type of anxiety about. That's another thing that she has. She has
horrible anxiety. And I feel like that's another reason why she.
Did we just talk about her the other day? The conversation that she had with Original Straight No Chaser, where Original Straight No Chaser revealed that Arion revealed to her that she has really bad anxiety and that she's very nervous and watching stuff on the internet, like our videos, content creators, where we be uncovering stuff that makes her have a lot of anxiety because she feels like with us revealing things that she's going to probably go to jail, because she's already mentioned that her and Martell have done a lot of things that they could be locked up for. So we continue to uncover things that makes her mad and that makes her have a lot of anxiety. We just talked about that the other day.
Maybe talks a lot. But again, her talking is more, it's kind of like a form of alchemy from the perspective of she's just trying to change the energy and make people think that she's better than what she is, or she's an illusionist. She's an illusionist in her own mind first, but also in the mind of the world. With the King of Swords in reverse, this is a lot of verbal manipulation. So when you call it magic or witchcraft, it's true from a perspective of it's mind manipulation, magic, words. All of your spells are going to start with words. You know what I mean? That's why you have to practice thought stopping. And thought stopping is basically you not being on autopilot when you accept the words of others, and that you intercept words that come at you and you examine them. Some words are going to be for your good and you need to apply them and make changes, but others are just not that way. But what people do is because they're on autopilot, they just let every thought frequency enter their self person, and you have to stop it midair, examine it, and say, okay, I can accept that, or no, I reject that altogether. And it's definitely okay to reject that. Now, right now, Arion has some type of plan. It didn't work out. I feel like it's in regards to some messages or some emails. I have an 8 of Wands and a 4 of Wands in reverse. Somebody fucked up her plans. She had some type of plan and it got messed up. I feel like with this 7 of Coins, it might have been a money play that she was working on for a long time.
Some people may not see
ass,
success as
Lord.
cats, but they don't see that.
Oh my Lord, we're back.
I feel like I don't know what the money situation was, but I feel like her shit got a wrench thrown in that shit. You know what I mean? And I feel like there's a need. She has the 3 of Wands, and this is like labor, but I'm feeling like she needs to work.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like she needs to work. In her outcome, she has the 3 of Wands in reverse. For some reason, something was like, that's like you need to get a job. But the 3 of Wands in reverse is also her being very divisive. You know, because when it's upright, it's about teamwork. When it's in reverse, it's about division. And then on top of that, it's clarified by the Temperance card in reverse. The Temperance card is about achieving balance. You know, where things are not lopsided and messed up all the time. In reverse, that's not what's going to happen. In reverse, shit is fucked up. With the 3 of Wands in reverse and the Temperance in reverse, there's gonna be a breakup. I don't think that her and Martell or whatever. Now, listen, like I said, in her recent past, there was a marriage, but I really honestly believe that that's the storyline in her family history. With this 9 of Pentacles, I feel like she was an outsider in her own family unit. She couldn't be cohesive with them, but again, I think that's because she had that like mental illness. She's crazy. She's crazy, and I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm just saying it is what it is. You know what I mean? But with her and Martell, their relationship or whatever it is that they have, situationship, is imbalanced, and I feel like I don't know. It's like you know how you look at things like where you have like the narcissist and the borderline personality disorder person get together, and it's crazy. It could be something like that. You know what I mean? But within their relationship, it's showing up as like a disunion or something that's like not going to. I don't feel like it's gonna work out. I don't feel like it's gonna balance itself out. You know what I mean? Now, I can't blame her for anything that happened between Melody and Martell because, like I said, he was a cheater when they got together. He's going to stay a cheater. He's going to be a cheater when they break up. So I can't blame her. But what I will say is that I feel like in her mind, she wanted to become pregnant by him. I also feel like she saw them as couples goals. You know what I mean? But I feel like it triggered her because it reminded her of something that she was locked out of. Like I said, if like her mom kicked her out over her husband or boyfriend or something like that, then Melody and Martell represented that same dynamic or couple or something like that to her, where this time she was gonna win, whereas against this other couple, whether it was her mom and her sister or her, I don't know, it was something where she was like ostracized or something like that. And I don't, you know what I mean? But I feel like I said, with this Four of Pentacles and this High Priestess, there's some type of secret surrounding those situations that she's holding on to. So I don't know if she's like not even giving the person like the truth, or she knew some type of truth and she didn't say anything or something like that. You know what I mean? Now, I pulled some sexual tarot cards because I wanted to look into it. I don't know why. Okay, I don't know why, but I wanted to look into it. So Arion came up as the Queen of Pentacles sexually. The Queen of Pentacles has sex for the sake of sex. You know what I mean? So I feel like for her, sex may be some type of relief, but again, I think it gives her a sense of power, but it also gives her tremendous creative or magical energy, because again, she's a person who likes to hoard events and take them in a corner and think about them and then pervert them. You know what I mean? She's a person that is very sensual, though, and she's very sexually free. You know, so I don't know not to compare her to Melody.
Y'all hear that? She likes that very perverted type of sex. And y'all know where that can go. Martell loves that. That is what he tried to get Melody into doing, and she wasn't down for that. He wanted Melody to give him, the dome, and he wanted to record that type. She wasn't into that. Melody wasn't into that. Arion was cool with that because she likes the perverted type of sex. Melody was not. Now, I'm not saying that she wasn't freaky, but she wasn't into the crazy type of stuff that Martell is into sexually, because that was too much for her. But he went out and found those things, and maybe just being with some of the women that he's been with, because Melody said that he was sleeping with several women. Somebody introduced that to him. Somebody introduced that to him when they were in the midst of having their own ex, and that's something that he loved, and he introduced that probably to Arion, or maybe she introduced that to him, and he was expecting Melody to do these things, just like he was saying in the interview. I don't ever talk dirty to her like that. Where would she get that from? I feel like she was cheating with this man that introduced this to her. Well, what did you introduce to her in terms of trying to film her and making her, or asking her, or expecting her to do certain sexual things that she was uncomfortable with, and then get mad with her when she say no, and which she has a right to do, but then you go and get Arion to do it and she's happy to do it. Let's continue.
But I feel like Melody enjoys sex in a different way, though. But in this situation, Arion would be coming in as more easy to please. You know how you have those type of women that I don't know. You know how they just be I read this book and it referred to them as vulgarians, right? And it's just like people who be hooping and howling. And
stop one more time. Do you guys remember when Mel and Martell were at Chris and Nell Fletcher's house when Melody threw that glass at him? When they were talking, Martell then says to Melody that she stopped doing certain things for me. She wasn't comfortable doing those things. Y'all got to read between the lines. Then he also goes on to say, and I go over there, he was talking about Arion, I go over there and she's pleasing me and she's giving me what I want and she's giving to me like I like it. But then I come over here and my wife is not doing that. And I've been telling you that you're not pleasing me. You're not giving me what I want. He wanted that perverted type stuff. Okay. Maybe like the ANAL. Melody probably wasn't into that. Arion is. Let's continue.
2 out of 10. I mean, I'm not saying the sex is not good between her and Martell, but I'm saying that this is a person that is also more performative than anything. But also, it's a person who she's not very discriminating when it comes to her having sex. You know what I mean?
she and Martell also have threesomes. Melody is not down with that. So everything, that's why he keeps Arion around, is because she completes all of his toxic, crazy, sexual desires that he likes, that Melody would never, ever degrade herself to do. Melody don't want no other woman in her bed. Arion loves that. Melody was not trying to give him HEAD every day. Arion loves that. So let's continue.
Now, the Knight of Cups in reverse also showed up, which is more like a seducer energy. Now, this could be her or it could be Martell, because I pulled the sexual energy for both of them. This would say that she was tricked, or either she tricked him. But it's kind of perverted from the perspective of it played into some type of like baby girl fantasy, or I don't want to say like a molestation fantasy, but you know how some women will play men by the mind by acting like little girls or little babies, and then the man will want to like have sex with them because of their like youth or whatever. But it's more so it's kind of like predatory in nature, because she's presenting him with like, I don't know, she's presenting as a child and it's turning him on in some type of way.
That's
right?
sick.
The Knight of Cups in reverse is also,
Oh my God.
They like to, I don't want to say grape, you know what I mean? But they like to be the first to take a woman to a certain place sexually. You know what I mean? So if he did something like sodomize her or something like that, or engage in some type of anal sex, or
Y'all hear that?
he came in her mouth, or he peed on her, it's something that he did sexually to her that she never had happened to her before, and it created like not a soul tie, but it created like a tie or a link where you would have to use like a yoni cleanse or a yoni tea, which is something that I also sell. But it's almost like it created some type of imprint on her. You know what I mean? It's some type of sexual place that he took her.
Let's stop there. If you guys remember, in a live when Martell pissed Arion off, she said in a live that Martell likes to indulge with men. How would she know that if she didn't indulge with him as well? If they're having threesomes, is there a man and a man with her and Martell? What did she see and that she knows about? That's why he won't leave her alone, because Arion knows where all the bodies are buried. Arion knows the secrets. She talked about Arion knowing secrets about her own family and that she's able to keep those. Well, she's keeping those with Martell for now. And whenever he pisses her off, she tells his secrets. She's told in a live that he likes to be with men. She's okay with that because she wants to be able to maybe participate in said things, because she already said she likes perverted sex. Let's continue.
But it was perverted. You know what I mean? I don't want to say turned her out, or this could be her towards him. It could go either way, right? But it's a form of grape. Now, the Knight of Cups in reverse, though, is a seducer, like I said, right? But the Knight of Cups in reverse, what they do is they feign a friendship in order to get access to you sexually. You know what I mean? So if you have some guys that try to get close to you and they're presenting as benign, like they're cool with you, like they're your friend, but really they're just trying to fuck you. You know what I mean?
Another ad. God darn it. Are you guys catching this? And it's so crazy because everything that she's saying is connecting to things that Arion have said in her lives. So she can't say the woman is lying because you co-signed it.
Now, bringing that around to the grape issue, this is something that men have to be careful with, because like here in California, they're coming up with laws against getting sex from women under false pretenses, like the false pretense of a relationship. Or, you know how a man, like I have a situation where a man knows like, hey, I don't fuck with niggas who have other options. I don't fuck with niggas who fuck with their exes. I don't fuck with niggas who have me on a rebound. And then they have all of that shit going on and they lie to you about it. And then you engage in a relationship and get sex with them based on you not knowing, even though they know if you knew you would not want that. They're trying to classify that as rape. Now, when I look at somebody that has a fake friendship to get sex, that's a form or could be considered a form of emotional rape in the future. And I think that that's why this Knight of Cups is coming up here. But the thing about Arion is she was gonna fuck him anyway. So it was no even need to pretend to care for her. But again, I think he did, and I think that's why the situation went a lot deeper than what it did. But that would be just Martell being a square and not knowing how to get pussy outside of pretending. You know what I mean? Now, I feel like Arion. Listen,
We're almost to the end, guys.
I'm not okay. The Four of Pentacles is here in reverse, right? With this Nine of Cups in reverse and what I just talked about, there's Martell did something evil to her sexually, and she's threatened him or has some type of threat over him because of that. Now, when I go back to this spread and I look at this High Priestess and this Four of Pentacles, remember when I said that she's holding on to some type of secret or something that happened in a relationship? Again, this could be a whole external situation involving I feel like it's involving another couple, because the energy is repeating here now, where Arion had somebody did something to her sexually, and she has some type of threat that she's holding over them. You know what I mean? Over perverts. Now, I'm not going to say that makes her some type of hero, but she has a warped path or agenda against somebody that maybe raped her or did something perverted towards her. But again, I think that a lot of her warpath or her execution of that is happening in her head. I don't know if she's afraid to do something or afraid to speak on something. And maybe in a way, that's why her energy is so fucked up, because she's not directing it where it needs to be. She's giving the full weight and intensity of it to other things. And that's why it is coming across as you being an illusionist or out of balance in some type of way. You know what I mean? But I don't know, like with this Four of Pentacles in reverse, she has somebody did something to her. Like, I feel like she had to like protect her sex organs. Like I said, I don't know if this is in a situation with Martell or if this is in life, this is in childhood, but she had to protect her sexual organs or something like that. You know what I mean? Growing up or something like that. She had to protect herself. And I don't know. The girl was unprotected by some people around her because I don't know if she tried to address it or she didn't try to address it, but it seems like the situation created like some type of like tension. And again, I feel like she was like tiptoeing or walking on eggshells, and then those thoughts like regressed back into her mind. And she just became like evil in her mind, but she's not. She's just fucked up and hurt, and I feel like it created a personality disorder in her or a mental illness in her. Also, she could have been like, I don't know, like the situation, whatever she went through, like people was gossiping about it or talking about it, but she's also a person who, I don't know, she has loose lips when it comes to her sex or sexuality. Like she tells everything. With this Page of Wands in reverse coming up in her sexual energy, this is a person that like tells everything. You know what I mean? Like she can't hold nothing in.
So okay.
Now, as far as the sex being good between her and Martell, with this Page of Wands, I doubt it. Like I said, she's having sex for the sake of having sex, not because she's busting grandiose nuts. It's just not happening. Because the Page of Wands in reverse is like it's like bad news. It's like, so in a sexual spread, it's like this is bad news about the outcome of your sex. Like she's not getting off with him either. And I think maybe that's why he became like angry or something with her, or like became forceful sexually with her, or like I said, did something debauched, like peed on her or choked her or did something weird, because maybe he was upset that she was not having orgasms the way maybe his wife wasn't having them either. Yes. Now, I know Martell had said he had the hook and the curve, but when I did the sexual tarot, no, he had more of the hook over your balls, and that's the length of your penis. Like, nigga, it didn't go no further than that. I'm sorry, and I'm sticking to it. I believe my cards, and it didn't show. If it was hooked and curved, it was like the hook that you put in the wall to hang up your canopy. I don't know. You know the move. Listen, I'm getting delirious. I can tell the ring is going too long. Listen. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna end this here. I'm flabbergasted. I really am. I'm gonna have to definitely sage my energy.
All right, so that's it. That's it. What do y'all think about what she said? It ties into a lot of what somebody said. Don't let the no, I had to read that person down, y'all. It ain't even that. I'm like, I'm cool. I just had to get that out, and something just told me to look up while I was actually in the middle of my live, and this person said something, and I had to read their ass down. And I'm not above that, honey. Y'all already know how I get down over here, and I don't apologize for that shit. And I got some more if her ass come back. But anyway, everything that she was saying ties into a lot of the things that Arion have already said on different lives. If you guys have seen those lives, she hates wives. She hates wives, and there's a reason why she hates wives. One, because she knows she will never be a wife, and I ain't trying to be mean when I say that. It's because of the people that she chooses. It's the type of men that she chooses. Okay, Martell will never wife her because she doesn't possess what he's looking for in a woman. Martell is looking for someone who's motherly, someone that can take care of him, someone that has the boss mentality, all of which Melody had, and Arion possesses none of that. But she does possess the sexual nature in terms of what what excites him and what fulfills him in that way. But he needs the total package. She doesn't possess the total package. Okay, that's what it is. So he'll keep dealing with her. One, because if he leave her alone, she's going to expose him. And she knows that. He knows that. He knows that if he walks away, because several times he tried to leave her alone, and she will not let him go. He's promised her a lot of things that he's not fulfilled in terms of yet, and she is going to hold him to all of those things that he told her he was going to give her. So until he does that, she's going to keep holding on. And she continues to keep holding on and saying, hey, I know this about you. And every time he makes her mad, she tell a little bit more, and that reels him back in. He like, fuck, I'm trying to get away from her. You know, like when he was trying to say he was trying to work things out with Melody. She was online saying, oh, he was with you, you out with your wife today, but he was with me yesterday, eating me out and doing certain things, eating my ass and all this, little things that she continues to do to reel him back in, because Martell does not like to be exposed. And she knows that from fooling with him for so long. Narcs don't like exposure. So what is Arion's weapon against Martell when she wants her way and when she wants to get him back is to say, hey, I know this about you. And if you don't come back, and if you don't give me what I want, I'm telling this. So when she put out there that he liked men, that pissed her off. And what does he do? He comes back. She'll block him because she knows that drives him crazy, because that cuts off the sexual nature in terms of what he enjoys, because she knows that there's certain things that he does with her that he may not get over here. She just recently said that Martell comes by her house every day. So what's he coming there for? What's he coming over there for? We already know what he's coming over there for. And I said it before. She was just a plug in Mel and Martell's marriage to fulfill a certain desire that he was not getting from Melody, because Melody was not willing to reduce herself to do the nasty, kinky, gross stuff that he liked to do in the bedroom. Martell is gross in the bedroom. We just saw him at the season finale where when they were in, Houston, he invited some woman. And I'm going to say that's probably somebody he met on a dating site. He tried to lie and say that it was a masseuse. We knew it was a lie. Martell, he liked SCX, guys. I think that's a girl. And mind you, 3:00 in the morning, that's somebody that he probably was chatting with. Martell is always on his phone. But there was somebody I feel like he was chatting with, and he was having conversations with this girl, probably coerced her to come to the house. They did what they did, okay? Because if y'all notice when Carlos was asking him, he says, yeah, I get the job done. And then he switched it up and said, oh, she got the job done. Okay, she probably came over there, gave him some dome. They probably did some sexual things, and then she left. That is what he liked. He could even go on a trip and enjoy himself without inviting someone there to fulfill that sexual desire. Martell is sick. Martell has problems, and I think it's something that happened in his childhood that he's not ready to address, which is why he refuses to go to counseling. He was almost held in contempt of court when the judge asked him to go to therapy during the time that he and Melody were going through the child custody arrangement. He refused to go and was almost held in contempt and almost went to jail. And he decided last minute when the judge told him, if you don't do the therapy, you will not see your children. So the only reason why he did the therapy, and I don't think he really opened up like he should have, because he has skeletons that he's sitting on and he's afraid to address because they're embarrassing. And the same goes for Arion. The same goes for Arion. The two of them hold secrets that they will probably never share with anyone because people will talk about their ass. Arion has a lot of anxiety. So for us to keep exposing her, because when we expose Martell, we're exposing her because they're doing the same shit. They're doing the same stuff. So that is what's going on with them. Arion is Martell and Martell is Arion. And bottom line is they exemplify, they do the same shit and they have the same things going on in their lives. So that is it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this live. We are 2 hours in. I said I was going to give y'all 2 hours. We're almost 2 hours and 30 minutes in. But I hope you guys enjoyed this live. I hope you guys enjoy. Please don't look at the part of you guys were saying, I don't do tarot readings. I don't do tarot readings either. But when I heard what she was saying, I said, oh my God, it ties into everything that we've been talking about with Martell and Arion. Okay. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Please hit the like button on that. If you are joining us for the very first time, please subscribe. As you guys can see, we have a lot of tea over here. I'll be digging, honey. I had my good shovel out, getting the good news that I know you guys definitely could use. Okay. I will be taking my braids out today, so you guys may or may not see me again today because you guys see it's only 1,000 of these motherfuckers up here. So I'm gonna be trying to do that, and I will definitely connect with you guys. If not again today, then definitely tomorrow. Okay. So you guys, please enjoy your Saturday. Love you guys all down, and have a beautiful Saturday. Okay. Be safe, be blessed, and all of that. Okay. Mods, thank y'all for an awesome job. Content creators, if you join us today, shout out to Chef Don. I think Girlfriend Chronicles may have been in the building as well. Thank you guys for coming over and joining and supporting the channel. Okay. Love you guys and goodbye.